we go. eChampions League time.
Big games coming your way.
We could be watching something special here.
The best 36 in Europe. That is brilliant.
It's life-changing, it really is.
This means so much more than you think.
Just soak it in. You might be about to witness history.
This is his moment.
A new name on top of European FC.
He will be this year's eChampions League champion.
From 36 of Europe's elite, only 8 remain. We are in Munich for this year's eChampions League final, where one player will be taking home $75,000 in prize money and this incredible trophy.
He's on his way to the Champions League final.
I know that if I play well, I'm going to win the tournament.
Anders makes it 4 goals to 0.
Molly, Brighton Hove Albion will be there in Munich.
Nicholas can wrap it up now. Rivaldo! Nicholas qualifies.
I will win the final. That's my prediction.
Unbelievable, Johnny. Here is Samu Gamer. He's one of the best in Europe.
Emre Yilmaz, the 2023 Champions League victor, is in the top 8. Alihan Lyon.
Alihan could be the making of a world champion.
This is the Champions League finals.
Grinding for what you need, you gotta believe. Gotta believe. Gotta believe.
Munich, are you ready?
Hello and welcome to the eChampions League 2025 finals. We're live in Munich, and as you can hear, we're not alone. We are joined by an absolutely incredible live audience and an incredible cast to go with it. Joining me is Casey and Brandon. Brandon, first things first, how good is the noise inside this arena?
There's nothing enough, does it? Unbelievable live crowd we have here in Munich, and what a night we have ahead of us. 8 of the best players in Europe battling out for $75,000 and that incredible eChampions League trophy.
An absolutely incredible evening ahead for everyone. Casey, we've been here, we've seen arguably one of the best tournaments around in esports this year with the eChampions League. First things first, who are you backing?
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to give my prediction at some point, but there's so many good competitors. 8 players from 8 different countries. We have representation from all over the world. And I'm actually curious who everyone's rooting for in here, so I'm excited to see who it's most loudest for.
I can't wait to see our live audience today because they are going to be with us all throughout, just like you are watching at home. Our players arrived at the studio, and as always, Mr. Brandon Smith, they're looking cool, they're looking composed, they're in the final 8 in Europe.
Well, some of these players are used to this walk now, aren't they, FG? Because the last 3 winners of this competition are all in our final 8 bracket. Last year's champion, the year before that, the year before that. So you mix that alongside some new wonder kids coming on through. That is an incredibly stacked bracket. I can't call who's going to win.
I mean, listen, he has already called who he thinks is going to win, and we'll come to that in a moment. But Casey, when we're looking at these matches, which one are you most looking forward to seeing?
Ooh, honestly, Emre versus Alihan. We have the 16-year-old versus Emre Yilmaz, previous champion of this competition. Who knows? A 16-year-old can come in here and win the whole thing.
Honestly, this is going to be an incredible evening. I'm super, super excited, just like our amazing live audience and our cast. Now, let's take a look, shall we, at the knockout phase highlights first, because we spoke about how incredible this tournament has been, but Brandon, we saw so much entertainment.
Well, you've got to think who's not here already. Maybe a name such as Tex, who was eliminated in the league phase. You saw there William Bushi come back. He was 4-1 down at half-time. He did enough to qualify through. Nicholas had 10 men at one point. He still won his game. It's safe to say there's been nothing short of drama here in the league phase of the Champions League. So who knows what the finals is going to bring?
I mean, Casey, when we're looking at this final 8, the calibre of players, I mean, even from the 36 that started the tournament, this is so hard to call.
No, we already said goodbye to so many amazing names in this competition, and the route that they had to get here was very, very difficult as well. They won in their respective leagues. They were able to have to go through the league phase as well, but it's a top 8. They deserve to be in this competition.
Now, take a look what we're about to do to this screen behind me, because Mr. Brandon Smith, you said...
doing predictions.
Oh, I don't know how to call it. Well, you actually did. And you had the 16-year-old sensation going all the way in the final against Anders Vergang. Is Anders around in the studio?
Let's
Is he
just say
aware?
that he's been avoiding me today. He's not been very happy that I predicted him to not win the tournament. But put him in the final at least. I just think that could be one of the best finals we've ever seen in this competition. Two of the newest players in this scene. And look, if Anders Vergang was to prove me wrong and win it, what a story, what a year he's had, what a career he's had.
I'm sure the crowd will absolutely love every single moment of this.
Is Casey doing predictions?
Guys, I'm actually pretty hungry. I think my Just Eat's delivery should be here any second. I did order us all some food. I know last time Shells only ordered for himself, but I ordered us some German food so we can try it out.
Okay, well, hang on a second. Let me ask my live audience. Put your hands up in the air if you want some of this Just Eat takeaway food.
Yeah.
Thank you to Just Eat for providing it. If you're watching at home, you might need to order some Just Eat because that's sensational. You've got a spare box.
I do.
So I'm going to take that one, and we're going to take you to Ryan with Anders Vergang.
Well, Anders, it's another tournament where you've reached the top 8. You're getting used to it. If you follow on from last season, you won the FC Pro World Championships. You won the E-Euros as well. Starting this season, you won the FC Pro Open. What would it mean to win the eChampions League as well?
I don't know, like, because it means a lot, but I'm only 19, and if I'm not gonna win today, my career's not over, hopefully, so I still have a lot of years left, and if I'm gonna do it today or if I'm gonna do it in 10 years, I don't care. I just want to win every single tournament I play, and then I'm gonna see how far I can make it.
Of course, you had a little bit of time now to see your opponent. You know you're going to be playing Samu Gamer. Did you put a lot of practice in terms of your practice, but also watching his gameplay as well?
Not like I practice in the same way I always do, and I know how he play. Like most of his game is based on player luck, so I know what to expect, and I've been practicing a lot against Ilian, who is playing kind of similar, so I feel I couldn't be prepared better about how the game is now. I see the game as very close, and if I get through the first game, I would also feel very confident, so I'll just see how it goes, and hopefully I'm going to win.
I won't keep you too long. I'll ask you one more question. Do you have any words for the people that are showing a lot of support at home for you? You've got a lot of fans that want you to do well, but you also have people that are like against you. Do you have any words to them as well?
No, I don't care. Like, of course, there's someone who likes me, there's someone who doesn't like me. That's just because of the way I am, and I don't care. Like, I'm pretty sure that everyone who hates on me, I achieved more in my life already than they did, so I couldn't care less. I'll just play and yeah, just show that my life is better than that.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Let's go.
I absolutely love him. Listen, right, okay, this is a bit of a starstruck moment because in the studio with us right now, let's make loads of noise for a man who needs no introduction. Mr. Ruud Gullit is joining us. Let's make loads of noise. Ruud, welcome to the eChampions League 2025. First things first, have you got a prediction of who's going to win here today?
Now, of course, I hope that Emre is doing well. Last year, I saw Johnny smashing everybody. It was a huge surprise. But of course, I'm here for Emre as well.
Yeah, listen, we're super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we can't just have you here and not talk about an item that me and Casey, and probably a lot of people in the studio and a lot of people watching at home, have used, and that is the Ruud Gullit SBC. We're going to put it up on the screen right now. I mean, first things first, you've got to be happy with that one.
Yes, the only thing that is a little bit disappointed because I'm a defender. And look, 87.
I mean, it is one of the best items in the game, also versatile as well.
No,
He could be a KM,
I'm happy with
CDM.
it.
He's on my team. He's very expensive, by the way. But I had to do it because look at these stats. Almost 90s across the board.
Yes.
Plus the play styles in addition to those stats. I mean, fantastic item.
I'm happy with it. I think a long time ago, I was invited to be the first to enter this Legends. And I didn't anything about it. I didn't expect anything about it. And then eventually, everybody was coming to me and said, "Hey, Rudy, you are amazing in the e-games."
Yeah.
So therefore, the good thing was that also became popular with the youngsters because they didn't know who I was. They go on the YouTube, watching my videos and say, "Oh, no, he was not that bad."
You've actually made it in many generations. I know who you were, and I know who you are in FC. You're amazing, you're very expensive, you've got some great play styles as well. Pinged pass, interstep, aerial plus as well. Casey, this man's item is incredible, isn't it?
It's a must-have. If you did not complete this SBC, you are absolutely doing the game wrong. So I did it. I think I did this within 24 hours of it dropping, and so it's a must-have in every single person's Ultimate Team.
Now, Ruud, before we let you head off, Casey's actually had a moment where she's predicted her route to the final, who she thinks is going to win. Let's take a look at the screen
So I have my
Behind
predictions
us.
here. I feel like you might like my final. I have Emre.
I love my final.
To the final, but I do
Yes.
have Anders winning the entire thing.
Look, I'm already proud that he is in this bracket anyway, because it's for so many players to be here, that's an enormous achievement. So therefore, I'm very proud of him. He's doing very well. I hope he learned from last year. That was a surprise. Johnny surprised us all. So therefore, I'm going to see if he can retake himself and, you know, get to the final.
Well, Ruud, thank you so much for joining us. Imagine having Ruud Gullit in your corner, by the way, Emre. How's that for some motivation? We're also joined today by Mr. Richard Buckley and Shells just on my side. Let's head over to them.
Cheers, lads, and lady, in case. From one legend to another, Shells.
Oh, thank you.
You got Ruud Gullit in the team?
Well, he's a must-have.
Yeah, I've got Adam Walters. Adam Walters, my CDM. Sorry, Ruud. Let's get right into it. Squad building restrictions here at the eChampions League final. These are the draft requirements. Very, very similar, Shells. There's not been too much difference. Mainly, Ruud Gullit is not able to be played in the teams.
I think that's the biggest difference these players will have to deal with. Finding a centre mid that can do the same thing as Ruud Gullit, and I'll be honest, no one can really fill that replacement. So we have to see what teams people have decided to go with.
Well, let's have a look at Emre Yilmaz's team. He was outstanding in Manchester. This is his squad that he's gone for. Kimmich alongside Xavi in the midfield to make up for the lack of Ruud Gullit, but it's Diego Maradona that's catching my eye shots.
And he's the only one in this whole tournament using Diego Maradona. And I think with him, it's got to be the play styles and the way how he turns on the ball. Diego Maradona is one of the best dribblers on the game. And if you look at his stats, it's pretty 90 across the board. It's quite nice, but the 97 dribbling.
Would you be taking him, given the opportunity?
I think I would go with Kaka personally.
Okay.
I think Kaka offers you a bit more, but Maradona on the ball is probably the best dribbler available.
Well, let's have a look at those play styles as well, because for me, this is where he shines. Ping pass, incisive and tiki-taka, alongside technical and finesse. It suits Emre Yilmaz down to a T, doesn't it?
Yeah, so Emre Yilmaz is one of the most complete players in the game, and he's got Diego Maradona that's got incisive and ping pass and tiki. And with gold finesse and gold technical, he can both play the playmaker role and be the shadow striker to score in behind.
Well, let's have a look at Emre Yilmaz in more detail on how he got to Munich. These are some of his best moments from the league phase and knockouts. That cross is something we're going to see time and time again. He's happy to put it into the back post.
This is what I mean with Emre. He literally does it all. You'll see crosses, finesse shots, Chavelas, first time through balls. He is so good in FC, and his first game against Anders, that gave him the confidence to see him through.
Do you think Emre Yilmaz could be first ever back-to-back two-time champion here at the ECL?
It's tough to say, but my winners are going between Samu and Anders, so I'm going to stick with them guys.
Well, you said that. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at your prediction. This is what you've gone for. You've got Emre Yilmaz in the final. However, you've got Anders Vergaan coming out on top. Is Anders the favourite in your opinion?
It's between Samu Gamer and Anders. Obviously, I had the privilege to be able to watch Samu early on in the tournament. I was so impressed with how he's playing. So I honestly think if he can manage to take out Anders, the guy that I think is the man to beat, the top tournament could be his.
Emre Yilmaz versus Alihan. Ilian Bushi against Nicholas. The eChampions League finals are right around the corner. Get strapped in. This is going to be can't miss FC.
Yeah, you can say that this is my favorite competition. I like the eChampions very much, and I like it to win it.
As Emre opens up his account, he is inevitable.
I never like to be number one seeded. It gives like a little bit of jinx, but not really much people like to play me, so it gives me a lot of confidence.
Emre Yilmaz is in the top 8.
Razumeo sam da to je ono odbor igrač, zna kak da igra pravilno I se nadam da ćemo da povede.
Yeah, he's of course very young of age, 16 years of age.
How big could that be for him?
He's very talentful, he's very good, but I think I can win by controlling the game and put good pressure on him.
Надявам се да спечеля трофея, защото това е моята цел.
Ice cold, Alihan. Ilian Bushi!
So to be in the top 8 in the biggest playoff in Europe and to be every time in the last game for the biggest competition in FC Pro, it's half the world.
Nicholas can wrap it up now. Rivaldo!
To be back in the finals means a lot. I won it back in 2022. I'm feeling unable to do it twice, so let's see.
I know he's one of the greatest players in FC scene. I respect him. To be honest, I don't care about the name, and if I'm better, I will win. If I'm not better, I will lose, so I will give everything to win this game.
Ilian Bushi has gone in front in this game.
My match against Ilian, I think, would be tough. He played really good. He's really fast with mechanics and that stuff. But yeah, let's see. It'll be really tough, but I think I'm able to beat him.
This is it.
Straight knockout football.
It's win or go home.
This is the eChampions League quarterfinals.
Well, from 36, it's down to the final four here in Munich for this year's eChampions League final. As we welcome out the first four competitors of the pack. As Emre Yilmaz will take on Alian Lyon, and the Iceman Nicholas will take on the Frenchman and Ilian Bouchy. Both quarterfinals taking place at the same time, but what's on the line is more cash and a step closer to the trophy, which a handful of these players have already done before. Myself, Brandon Smith and Ryan Pessoa will be guiding you through our first set of quarterfinals. I mean, where do you look on this bracket, Ryan? Everywhere you look, there's quality, there's names, there's champions of the eChampions League. It's going to be an unpredictable night here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's magical. And the fact that 3 players have already won this tournament in previous years goes to show the level of competition. But yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely. Well, guess what's even more crazy? Guess what? You win $75,000 tonight. You win that trophy over my shoulder. Guess what else you win, Ryan?
Talk to me.
You get your own Icon SBC in the game that you can use at home. You can complete an SBC when it comes out. And all I'm going to say is it's one of 6 different Icon options that they're allowed to use. So, chat, Ryan, have a guess. What Icon do you think could be in the 6?
You want me to have a guess?
Have a guess. Give me a name.
Who I'd want, right? I would go with Thierry Henry. For me, favourite player in the game.
Imagine if Thierry Henry got one. I mean, that would be...
Must complete.
That would be absolutely ridiculous. Chat, we can see you from wherever you're watching from all around the world. As we said, the winner of this competition gets their own Icon SBC. Last year, Johnny, we knew how much he loved Drogba.
Yeah.
He loved him that much that he had to make it into an SBC.
Yep.
Anders Vergang won the FC Pro Open. He went for Bastian Schweinsteiger. And the best part is the Pro actually has influence on that item as well, Ryan. So, play styles, in-game stats, roles.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Incredible.
I mean, look, we'll get your prediction as well. But as I said, it's one of 6 different icons they can choose from. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat agreeing with you, Ryan.
Of course, they know that's the best player in the game.
Kaká, I'm seeing Henry. Again, we will confirm the 6 icons as the show does unfold. Let's turn our attentions to this one then, because we've got 2 quarterfinals at the same point. I've come into this one and I'll openly say I've gone for an Alien win. Yep. You've gone for an Emre Yilmaz win.
Yeah, for me, and there's a reason for that. You can see his record on the screen there. Unbeaten in the league phase. 1-5, drew 1, lost 0. Finished top, as we said. He was flawless in that game against Tex, which he did end up drawing. He was down by quite some margin, ended up coming back, so he showed resilience. But he's up against Alian Lyon, who doesn't have tons of experience in terms of global events, but from what he's been a part of, he's shown he deserves to be here.
As we said, if you're unfamiliar with the eChampions League and how this format has worked, in the early stages of this year, from the 17 different FC Pro partnered leagues, I'm talking from Bulgaria, where Alian Lyon came from, Emre Yilmaz, who played in La Liga, FC Pro, oh my days. Give us a chance, Alian, I'm just trying to explain the situation. And if you perform well in those leagues, E-Premier League, Virtual Bundesliga, you would then qualify for the eChampions League league phase in Manchester, which was just about 10 days ago or so. And it was the best 8 from the 36 that have made it here into Munich. Quarter-final, semi-final, and our grand final, all coming live this evening. There will be a champion crowned in a few hours' time. But already, Ryan, 4 minutes into the game, warning shots are being fired.
Yeah, 2 chances split between both of the players early doors. It's just how they both make the game look easy, but they attack in different ways. Emre Yilmaz as well, he's very complete. Alihan loves going through the midfield as well when he builds up his attacks.
Here comes Emre Yilmaz now. Again, if you're unfamiliar with the squad restrictions, Ryan, for those at home that might not be aware of what players are available, it's quite icon-heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very icon-heavy. You see Henry twisting and turning.
He's onside. Well, someone who's not an icon, who does feature in these teams, is Kylian Mbappe, who has 99 pace, UCL Dream Chasers item. Funny enough, this is the eChampions League, so Champions League promo items are allowed to feature. 15 million coins was the budget. And as you can see, heroes, icons, current players, all heavily involved. As David Ginola tries his best to move Emre Yilmaz forward. What do you make of Allianz's team on paper, Ryan?
I think it's obviously fit to his play style. I think what's interesting is the two midfield options in the middle there, Matuidi and Vieira. I understand the option of both players, but together I feel like maybe is a bit defensive, in my opinion, because you lack, let's say, something that Xavi has or other players with the passing play styles. But of course it works for him. There's a reason why he's in this stage. The difficult part was just replacing Gullit, and I think that's where it's
a big ask, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's the finesse, and there's the first shot on target, which will give Emre Yilmaz a corner. We just saw a sneak peek of the other game, which is also live at the same point here.
Can't lose it. Oh.
Mohamed Salah finding the feet of Thierry Henry. He'll try and ball roll into a finesse. He's got that.
He's the most dangerous player in that position.
Finesse play style plus, which I know you're a massive fan of, Ryan, amongst Thierry Henry's overall item. He sort of feels like the cheap R9, doesn't he?
Yeah, honestly, and as you mentioned with the finesse shots, with Emre Yilmaz, he's one of the, if not the best player, in my opinion, in the scene, who can turn half chances into golden ones, almost getting through there. Good defending in the end from Alehan.
And what we can do as well is we can get a poll in the chat of who you think is going to win this game, Emre Yilmaz or Alian. Two very different players that have had, respectfully, different careers. Emre Yilmaz obviously a few years older than Alian. This is the first year that he's actually been able to compete, Alian. Only 16 years of age, came through Bulgaria's E-First League. Hang on a second, because the eChampions League winner from 2022 has just gone up by a goal to nil. Nicholas has broken the deadlock, right?
Yeah, Nicholas starting as he means to go on. Do you know what's crazy, though, is the fact that he was very nearly in a position where he wouldn't have even been in contention to reach this stage when he got a red card against Fuma. But for me, that was one of the best performances I've ever seen from Nicholas.
Back to this one now. But the point I wanted to make about Ali Lion, first time he's been at a land event of this course. In his groups in Bulgaria, right, he scored 80 goals.
Ridiculous.
Which was just part of his domination on the way through to qualify. It was only one player from Bulgaria that got this opportunity to be at the league phase, and he was that good. He was able to find himself a way through. Won 4 games, lost 2.
Oh, that's lovely.
Here's Thierry Henry onside. It's a cheeky chip. And it's the breakthrough in this grand final. It's the 2023 champion, Emre Yilmaz. And who else would it be, Ryan, for summer than Thierry Henry?
Yeah, TT. Just look at the way he builds up here for that first-time through ball. Used the play a lot, triggered it when he played the pass. Henry's in behind. You're not going to stop him. And it's just about whether Emre Yilmaz has the composure. And, of course, you've already seen it throughout the years. He has that.
Well, that's the scoreline you can see. Is that a little spoiler?
Hold on.
Nicholas might be cruising. So very nearly was Emre Yilmaz.
Hey, that keeper movement from Alehan is goal-saving, literally. To move the keeper there, incredible.
Well, keep in mind, this is a 9-minute half straight knockout game. No best of 2, no aggregate score. Thierry Henry makes it 2 in 25 minutes for Emre Yilmaz. We know he's been on this stage before in Istanbul back in 2023. But he was able to hold his nerve and pick up the eChampions League trophy. What happened here?
It's a bit unfortunate because there's no one really contending for the header in the air, and then it falls perfectly for Emre Yilmaz. And when you get the ball to Henry there, as we said with the first goal, it's just about picking your corner. Look at this play from Nicholas. Quick passing. Ilian can't stop it there. The low driven with Pele into the corner. Nicholas 2-0 up. The one thing you can say, though, Brandon, we've seen from Ilian this tournament is you can't count him out from any scoreline. So there's still a long way to go.
It's not the situation you want to be in, is it? Oh, no.
Flying.
Oh, no. Emre Yilmaz. No reaction. He's 3-0 up in 29 minutes. And he's giving this young man quite the welcome to the biggest of tournaments in Europe.
Just look at this, Brandon. Player lock inside, cancelled, driven to the edge. First time passing, little toe poke, Salah 3-0. Alehan's looking behind that night watch and it's kind of just like, hold on, what's going on?
He's not the only player that's got 3-0 up.
That's horrid. That's a mistake.
This.
Oh.
What is happening on the big stage for some of these players? Is it the experience coming through? Is it the nerves, or is it just just a moment of lapse of concentration, Ryan, because two of those mistakes have not been great.
I don't know what's happened there with Ilian. He's very unlike him to give away chances that easily. I would say defensively is his weak point compared to offensive aspects of the game, but to pass the ball out there with the keeper it's unforgivable. But again, we can go back to that game against Jadon. It worked in his favour where Jadon gave away a few easy goals and then couldn't get behind the defensive line there.
Well, we did ask you for your say at home of who you think is going to win this game.
He's done it again. He's off that time. Oh, you just can't even blink when you're defending against Emre.
The games have been moving so quick and fast. 67% of you have gone for an Emre Yilmaz win. I'm sure that number would have been even higher now, knowing that he's 3-0 up in under 30 in-game minutes. At the moment, Ryan, looks like my prediction's out the window.
Yeah. The thing is with Emre, Shell said it as well in the analysis, he's such a complete player in the sense of you have to worry about Trevellas, you have to worry about finesse shots, first time through balls on the floor in the air, player locks. He's just so offensively structured. It's a nightmare to play against.
One thing you don't have to worry about, Ryan, is celebrations.
Yeah, he'll keep it quiet.
Emre Yilmaz will not move a muscle, let alone make a noise when he scores. If he wins the Champions League, he might give us a smile.
You might get a smile.
But to the point you made about him being such a complete player,
it's a mistake.
As he looks to find a fourth now with David Ginola. Emre Yilmaz is cruising.
This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. What is going on? Emre Yilmaz is absolutely flying.
And that man's watching in the audience.
Yeah, there's Mumsy with Anders. Just look here. It's a bit right there. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but then you press tackle, you don't win the ball. In behind, green times. Emre Yilmaz. He knows he's a step away. He won't feel secure yet, but somebody else that's in a 4-0 lead position. It's again another toe poke with Pele.
Without me sounding rude at all, do these guys know that this is a quarter-final in an eChampions League? Because both previous eChampions League winners are leading by quite some distance in the first 45 minutes already today. The point I wanted to make there, Ryan, sorry, is that Emre Yilmaz, such a complete player, he's the only player that's not lost a game.
Yeah,
still.
And he spoke about how he feels like it's a jinx being first seed, but surely that would give him heaps of confidence in the sense of everybody knows you haven't lost a game, so you have that fear factor. And Ilian Bushi, player in behind, 30 minutes, Harry Kane in on goal. He'd opted for the pass across goal, and even with the green time finish to secure the 100% goal there. So way back into the game.
Here's a stat for you, Ryan. I'm just looking here for Emre Yilmaz across the matches of FC that he's played in 2025, and I'm speaking in La Liga FC Pro. I'm talking the FC Pro Open, the finals there, and the eChampions League.
Look at him.
He's lost 4 games in 2025.
Ridiculous. You've got to think the level of competition as well. It's not just against any old random players, it's against the best of the best, and he's just showing that he's on a different level right now, to be honest with you.
And that's 30-plus games as well. Even more than that. He's only lost 4 of his last 30 games at LAN. And those losses were against the likes of Obron, Leandro Peixoto, once in the groups in La Liga, and in the grand final against Nicolas just a month or so ago.
Ooh.
Well, half-time is on the horizon here, but for Emre Yilmaz, he could not have had a better start than this. Maradona finds the feet of Omri.
Raw finesse.
Is he looking for 5 before the halfway point? He might be up for it. Ginola scores. And Emre Yilmaz might just be playing the best FC that he's ever played in his career. That was the goal back on the replay again. You said maybe before the break we'd see one more, Ryan. The composure there.
Emre Yilmaz is an absolute joke. I'm going to be honest with you. You saw there as well, they split the screen between the other game as well. Ilian Bushi 4-2 before half-time as well. There could be a comeback on the horizon, and it was very similar to his game against Jadon. He was 4-1 down in that game to get to this stage, and he ended up coming back and winning 5-4. So maybe he's got
that's the point, isn't it?
It's a good omen, though, because you've shown that you can come back from those deficits, so it'll give him just belief. I think that's the key. When you're down by that many goals, it's just about having belief. Don't know what's happened here with Alejandro. He's just been caught out. Emre Yilmaz has just come on into this game flying.
Well, let's have a minute over in this game, because in case you've missed this as well, Nicholas was 4-0 up in the first 30 minutes against Ilian Bushi. Ilian has got 2 back in that time. He'll be on for a third before half-time. Ricardo Kaká. Rivaldo, a block. What half of FC this has been! 7 goals between the two. This is prime time eChampions League football.
Here, I thought he overcooked it a little bit with the step over, cancelled the shot because he didn't get the animation he wanted. And he played it into a barbel for a low dribbling at the near post, and it's completely turned this game on its head.
Well, I was about to... the one thing we've not been able to do in this game, Ryan, I feel like, is be able to talk.
Yeah.
We've not been able to discuss points or moments, because there's been so many goals. We have had 12 goals in the first half across the 2 games. What I wanted to ask you, though, Ryan, and those at home is, remember the winner tonight will be able to choose an Icon SBC of their choice. It's one of 6 different options they are allowed to pick from after they pick up their trophy at the end of the night here. Throughout the show, we're going to be giving away the 6 icons that they could win in terms of the options of SBCs that you could be seeing in future weeks. Let us know your predictions of who you think might be in the selection. As Nicholas
loves a low driven. Wait, that's a
corner. He's away a corner.
Hold on.
He's giving away a corner. What's he done that for?
He's going to get punished.
Nicholas making pay for his error. Added time has been played by a minute. Pele back to Vieira. He takes the time in the world.
That build-up, though, from Nicholas was unbelievable. Ilian was all over the place. But I'll be honest, for Ilian's perspective, he'd be happy with that scoreline. Shot or power shot blocked there. The passing is just, it's different. It's different. 50 minutes in, Alihan line is 6-0 down. I don't even know what to say. It's just a shake of the head from him, but...
I don't know what's gone wrong there. I do not know what has gone wrong there, other than you can maybe just look at nerves. Look at the chat now. We'll get some of your predictions up.
No.
Very shortly.
It's a difficult position, sorry to cut you off there. It's just because for Alihan, you kind of need to go all out, but then you're going to give up so many chances. Is that off? It's onside.
Well, we asked you at home. There's 6 different icons that the winner can choose from to be an SBC, which they can have their say in customising that item. I can confirm that Ronaldinho is an unbelievable shout.
Yeah.
But...
Shall I tell you something, Brandon? Don't know if you saw it.
Go on.
Icon I got for my 15-0 rewards this weekend.
Oh, it wasn't, was it?
Of course it has to be.
Of course it would be.
Oh, yeah, you already know. R9. Have a packed R9 this season, the one I'm missing.
Bad news for you. Ronaldinho is not in the 6 icons that you can choose.
No, see, I'm happy with that because I want to enjoy my one for just a little bit longer, you know.
There is a Brazilian in there.
Okay.
There is a Brazilian icon in the 6. You know what? We'll reveal it by the end of this first game that it could be, as Nicholas makes it 5 goals to 3.
Straight after half-time as well.
Have a guess.
Brazilian icon, yeah? Rivaldo?
It's not Rivaldo, and it's not Ronaldinho.
It's not R9, is it?
It's not R9. That would be quite an item. Some of the chat saying, thanks for spoiling my night. I'm sorry, I'm just going to give you the facts, all right? So you won't be surprised when the winner does choose whatever icon SBC it is. There is also a mystery league tonight, which I'm sure people will be guessing. These are the upcoming quarterfinals after this as well. Johnny takes on Mark Marley, VfL Bochum against Brighton of Albion, and RB Leipzig against Torino. Anders Vergang against the Serie A Italian champion in Samu Gamer.
He's going to win that.
Hang on. 5-4.
Went near post. He went near post, and I understand it because the obvious thing is to shoot across goal, but Nicholas moved the keeper near post. He's going to get punished straight down the other end.
Harry Kane, has he got the legs?
Ooh.
He did get away from his on-rushing defender. Needed help of Buffon to save it back. Alien Line has got a goal back just after the 60th minute. But it's a little bit too late, really, isn't it?
He's going to need to score straight off of kickoff. Just to get, you never know. Ooh, could have been a goal back again from Ilian there, but I'll be honest, I think 6-1 this moment against Emery, I think his job done, but yeah.
Ginola into Kane. Again, Nicholas. Always been in the lead of this one. He had a 4-goal cushion by the 30th minute.
Surprised that went a foul.
Hang on here. Where's Ilian Bushi going? Towards the back post was the idea, and Lucio just about in the way.
You can tell Nicholas is in Ilian's head. Just the way he's second-guessing it. Well, it looks as if he's second-guessing some chances, whether he could have shot across goal or gone near post or gone for a finesse or a back post cross. There's so many things that Nicholas can confuse you with just based on the way he defends and moves the keeper.
Well, keep your guesses coming in. As I said, I'm going to reveal one of the 6 icons that the SBC could be for the champion at the end of this match. All I've said is he's from Brazil. It's not Rivaldo, it's not Ronaldinho, it's not R9.
Kaká.
It's not Kaká, Ryan, it's not. And there's also a mystery league up for grabs tonight, which if you do find out what the mystery league is, you can complete some objectives in the game. Oh, look at the feet from Pele! Nicholas! Calm, composed and cold as ever.
It's just a touch here, look. Takes this with Pele, the other side where the defender's running, completely sold him. And then Green timing it restores a 3-goal lead in this game for Nicholas. And he needed it, to be honest, because when you're 4-0 up, you start to hold on.
Hang on.
He had to score straight from kickoff. Alejan crosses the ball in Rivaldo, 67 minutes, 4 goals, in about 20, 25-ish minutes with added time. You never know.
It would be the biggest mishap I think we'd ever see.
Yeah, 100%.
To lose a result of that level. Tell you what, though, he might have some momentum building here, Ryan. Because Alian Lyon,
if he scores from this,
is up for another chance.
No way.
Mbappe.
Oh, I think
love the idea.
He second-guessed a little bit with a finesse, and then he got caught out a little bit.
And as much as Pele did just score that unbelievable goal, unfortunately, he's not one of the icon SBCs of choice.
I'm running out of Brazilian icons.
If you have just joined us today, it's our quarter-final stage of this year's eChampions League. That's a free
It's
kick.
a red. That's pretty sure that's a red, you know, because they've paused it. I think that's a red. I'm almost certain because it's a free kick. They're gonna give that as a red card. I promise you.
Well, as soon as we get it on the replay run, we'll confirm it. These are our first 2 quarter-finals. As it stands, Nicholas is on his way through to play Emre Yilmaz in a confirmed semi-final. Well, your guesses then. I'm going to reveal one of the Brazilian icons that are in the one of 6 choices that the winner will choose at the end of play here tonight in Munich. It's not Cafu.
Cutting too early, Ilian.
Neymar? He's not an icon.
Not yet. Not yet. Actually, no, I forgot. Oh my goodness.
I'll have to give it away in a minute, aren't I? All right, there's your answer. That's one of your 6 icons that will be potentially coming into the game.
What, so that's the answer.
That's one. That's one of 6.
Remember, I'm pretty sure they actually had an SBC item earlier this year that was unbelievable as well.
So remember, at the end of tonight, the champion will get to choose one of the 6 icons to become an SBC, a champion SBC of their choice. So Socrates is the first name we will reveal.
It is a red. You can see there just a red above Alejan Lyon's name there. That tackle is a red, and that's a tough goal to concede. Goes straight for the keeper's legs. Emre Yilmaz smirks. He knows it's a bit fortunate, but 7-2 with a red card. That's job done.
So he didn't score the free kick.
Yeah, no.
But he made the most of it about 10 seconds later.
That's beautiful.
Ilian! That goes in. He needs 2 goals in 15 minutes, and it could be a very different game. Hang on a second. No.
He's just going to keep on scoring. Emre's so ruthless, you know. No remorse.
Emre Yilmaz is still unbeaten. There is a world, by the way, that Emre Yilmaz could go through this whole eChampions League, which will happen if he becomes champion, without losing a single game. He would have drawn 1 game, Ryan, and he would have won all of the other matches.
Yeah, 8-2 as well. As an Arsenal fan, it's a bit of a sensitive scoreline, I can't lie, but to beat someone like Alejan 8-2, ridiculous. Offside.
I mean, Ryan, you're 8-2 up. Why is Emre Yilmaz still look?
That's what I'm saying.
Like Renzo doesn't look like he wants to watch it. Why is he still pushing for more?
I think he just wants to prove a point to everybody left in this competition that he means business. There's no room for sentiment. It's about just being deadly in front of goal. It's going to be a red in it and a pen, or is that not red? It could be. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Is it?
No, I don't think it's up.
It's not going to be 9, is it?
Wait, what's this?
Emre Yilmaz.
He's put someone under the ball. That's hilarious. It's not. Yeah,
Maradona. Not sure what he was looking for there. Low driven. Well, for Alian, it's going to be a quarter-final exit for him in his first ever LAN event. He's made it into the best 8 in Europe. And I can assure you, it won't be the last that we've seen of this man. But for Emre Yilmaz, he's not put a foot wrong, has he? He's been unbelievable. A real classy performance. And if this is how he walks into his game against Nicholas.
Tried to be smart. You see at the first shot he had before the keeper saved it, he went for a power shot near post. That time went for Travella to the far post. But Alihan done well to move the keeper. But the thing is, the game was sort of out of his hands early on. When you go 5-0 down in a game of this magnitude, it's going to be... It is mission impossible. You give yourself too much of a mountain to climb, and for Alihan, of course, commiserations, but he's had a great tournament. It's just unfortunate how this game has panned out for him.
Added time of 2 minutes. As it looks to be, it's going to be Nicholas against Emre Yilmaz, 2 former eChampions League winners, going head-to-head in the semi-final for a spot in the big one, the $75,000 game of FC.
At least we have one previous eChampions League winner guaranteed to be in the final, which is ridiculous to say that.
There is a world as well, Ryan, where there could be 2 previous eChampions League finalists there. There's the full-time result between the 2 of them. Commiserations to Alian Lyon, who crashes out of the eChampions League in the quarter-finals. But for Emre Yilmaz, what a performance, what a statement he's made to the rest of the competition. His earnings go up to $30,000 just by making the semi-final, from 10k to 30,000 as we jump across to this one for the last 5 minutes. As much as Ilian Bush has given this a real good go, Ryan, when you're 4-0 down that early on, you're asking for a miracle.
Yeah, giving himself way too big of a task to come back from that deficit. He done well to bring it to 4-3, but then I think the turning point for me is conceding straight after half-time. That's brutal. I feel like if you can maybe go 5-10 minutes-ish still remaining at 4-3, give yourself a chance to breathe and get back into a rhythm, but you concede straight away, it gives the momentum in favour of Nicholas just mentally.
Difficult one for Ilian Bushi to take as well, Ryan, because he's been so close to qualifying for the World Championship this year. Last year was 1 game away from the Esports World Cup. This year, his teammate got the World Championship ticket and not him.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one, but he's so good, it will happen one day. You can't be that good and just get unfortunate every single time, so it's just about keep on going.
Added time of 1 minute. Nicholas against Emre Yilmaz, a confirmed semi-final. Ilian Bushi. You can see exactly what this competition means to him. Unfortunately, crashes out of the competition. For Nicholas, though, something in the air just feels a little bit different about this guy. We know his levels, we know what he's already achieved, Ryan, but he's 2 wins away from being an eChampions League winner. We'll speak more about that after the break, because up next, Johnny will take on Mark Marley, and Anders Vergang takes on Samu Gamer. He's won the FC Pro Open, he has won the E-Euros, but can he win the eChampions League? He's in action next.
Hello and welcome to the E-Euro. And there's one man on this bracket which stands out.
Big chance now for Anders. Hoyman drops the shoulder, times it green. 4-3. Your UEFA E-Euros champion. The FC Pro World Championship Grand Final. Anders Vergang against Juve. 7 goals to 0. Anders Vergang, FC Pro World Champion. Here we go. Grand final time in the FC Pro Open. One of these two will be the second player to lift that FC Pro Open trophy. Can he get round the goalkeeper? Are we witnessing one of the best FC Pro players we have ever seen? Anders Vergang, FC Pro Open champion.
We have takeoff. Some news will be landing very soon. Here we go.
This is your captain speaking.
I'm pleased to announce that
Qatar Airways are now the official
airline of the UEFA Champions League.
Oh, that's so random.
Thomas Müller.
Is it Thomas Müller? 150.
41.
Thomas Müller. 16.
Ah, okay, Thomas Müller.
Is it him? That says it all.
45?
Oh, 55.
Real Madrid have won the most with 14.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, of course, 15.
Yeah, Real Madrid, and I think it was 15, right? Real Madrid, but nice.
Real Madrid and 15.
Ooh, tough question, but I go with...
Casillas.
Jack. I say Oblak.
Gianluigi Buffon. Buffon, because of Juve playstyle.
Neuer, probably.
Neuer.
I say 48.
36. 52. 56.
60.
Oh, I'm very close all the time.
The ECL finals are bringing you more rewards. Watch 15 minutes and get Dream Chaser Rivaldo on loan. After 30 minutes, you're eligible for an 84 x 5 pack. And after an hour, you can get an 87 x 2 pack. Join in on the action on our EA Sports FC Twitch and YouTube channels. For more information, go to www.fcpro.com.
I am here with a back-to-back semi-finalist, 2 years in a row, convincing victory over Alihan 8-2. How does it feel to be back in the semi-finals here at the eChampions League?
Yeah, it feels good to be back in the semi-final, back-to-back semi-final, playing consistent good. But yeah, my next goal is winning the next match, and it's against Nicolas, tough player, played him at La Liga, so we're gonna see it.
Now, you mentioned you did play him at La Liga. Is it a bit of a grudge match? Is there a little bit of revenge that you might be seeing on the horizon?
Nicolas, it's a bit of a revenge, I think. He's maybe the best player at the moment, but in the game I have no respect. Of course, off the game I have respect for him, but in game just focus on my own things.
Now, talk to me, because in the front earlier we were talking to the icon Ruud Gullit, and he said your name so many times. How does it feel to have someone so monumental in this scene backing you in this competition?
Yeah, of course, it feels great that Ruud Gullit mentions my name so many times. But at this moment, I'm not thinking about that. Just think about the game, and if I win this tournament, then I'll go to him, of course.
You could celebrate him if you do win. All right, I will let you get back to it. Big games on the horizon. Thank you so much to Emre. But FG, how fantastic was Emre in this last round?
Oh, listen, right, Emre's got Ruud Gullit on his side, all right? Absolutely congratulations to Emre. It's with great pleasure to say I'm joined by the two men who are commentating over the action. Right, just the 19 goals to kick things off, Ryan. That was absolutely incredible from both Emre and Nicolas.
Yeah, they both started their games unbelievably well. I kind of feel bad for Alihan and Ilian. They gave themselves so much work to do, but that was just because of how well both Nicolas and Emre played.
Yeah, I mean, with Alihan, he's got so much time on his side. He's so young, and I mean, you can say the same for Ilian as well. But we've just set up one of the craziest semi-finals around, and it sounds like there's a lot riding on it.
It's a bit of a rematch, isn't it? I was saying in commentary about Emre Yilmaz only losing 4 games this year in 2025. One of those was against Nicolas, and it was the last game that he lost in the La Liga FC Pro. He said he's got no respect for him in game, so hey, bring that on. Semi-final, that one coming up, but before that, 2 massive games.
2 massive games indeed to come. I mean, we haven't forgotten, by the way, about the bracket situation, Mr. Brandon Smith. Now, you are an expert. You're here all the time. You're an absolutely fantastic commentator.
Sure, I'm an expert.
I'm not sure whether you've got things right with your predictions so far.
I'm not going to put it on the screen, are you?
I mean, I think what we'll do is we'll enjoy these celeb shots behind, and then we will see the bracket as it stands right now. Brandon?
Look, it didn't go well. It did not go to plan, but I'm so excited for that semi-final. Emre Yilmaz, Nicolas. There's a world, as Ryan was saying in commentary, that there's going to be one guaranteed previous eChampions League winner that's going to be in that final. And they could go on to be the first of a player to win this competition 2 times.
This is absolutely incredible. I mean, look, we've got some incredible games still to come. I mean, you guys mentioned as well on the commentary, I mean, if you've just tuned in, the winners are getting their own SBC in-game. And you've already released one of them in Socrates, who Ryan said also on the commentary had one of the best SBCs earlier on.
He was good. Shells loved him as well. He was very, very good.
Do you want an exclusive? Go on. Get it down this camera here if possible. There's another Icon SBC, which we can confirm, coming in as one of the 6 options, Andrea Pirlo. So Socrates, Andrea Pirlo in there. 4 more still to be revealed. Again, remember, it's the champion. They can choose one of the 6 icons. So
we've got Socrates, we've got Pirlo, and we've got 4 more. Unbelievable. What a great idea that is, by the way. That will be in-game available for the winner to pick. Now, we have got another round of fixtures still to come, including our current holder and, of course, the man Anders Vergang.
Now, only focus on the game against Anders.
I know how good I am, and my standards are extremely high.
Jarzinho, Anders!
I have to study him, but I think that I can beat him and everyone in this tournament.
Even my first game against Sam, I think many on paper would say that it's a free win, but he's extremely good, and I think if I lose to him, he might go and win the tournament.
I know that he's one of the GOAT, but I think that it will be a good match. We are two youngest players, so we will see.
I know that if I play well, I'm gonna win the tournament.
Yeah, I know that I'm a good player, and now I will show it to you.
Always back myself in those games where I really need to go out and win. We always, find a way to somehow get through.
Everyone expected me like he's okay, but after the first day, everyone see I'm very good at this point of the game.
It really doesn't affect me who I'm playing. I don't actually really care. Obviously, massive respect for him being the champion, but yeah, it doesn't really affect me.
First round is against Mali. He's a very, very good player, but I think when I play my best, I win every game.
I think just show my level and then see what happens.
So I don't care if I won the eChampions League trophy last year, so I will win it this year, and hopefully I will win this. So yeah, I don't feel pressure about this thing, but yeah, I'm very happy to go through to the top 8, and yeah, I'm very happy.
This is it.
No second chances.
No second legs.
Straight knockout football.
This is the eChampions League quarterfinal.
Munich.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Anders Vergang is in town. He's going to be taking on Samu Gamer, in which plans to be absolute box office. Behind them, Johnny, your reigning defending ECL champion, takes on Brighton and Hove Albion's Mark Marley. It's the second set of quarterfinals coming to you live from Munich. Richard Buckley alongside Shells in the commentary position. Shells, this plans to be an absolute barn burner. I'm going to pull it out, barn burner of quarter-final matchups.
We got two bang-ups for a game. I don't know who to watch. I don't know where to watch. We got Samu versus Anders, one of my two favourite matchups of the whole tournament. But we got Johnny, the man of the dark arts. If you don't know, get ready for them through balls. But Mark Marley, the only UK player left. You got to see who wins.
If you don't know, get to know.
Get to know.
Samu Game was in town. He was outstanding. He was in the league phase better than Anders Vergang. Anders won 4 and lost 2, but he has won everything there is to win over the last 12 months. A World Championship, an FC Pro Open title. The eChampions League is the thing that's missing from his resume. On the other side of the stage, Samu Gamer representing FC Torino. He won the E-Serie A in his debut this year, beating Danny Pitbull in the final. He was unbelievable during that league phase. 15 points, went into the knockouts, and then picks up a big win against RBP. The champs in town, though, Chelsea.
The champs in town, and I honestly don't think I talk about him enough, and it feels wrong not to. He won it last year, and I think being a sleeper, everyone's talking about Anders, Alian, Nico. Not many people mention Johnny, but the through balls are the key to success, and it's going to be a tough job for Mark to defend against.
And the underdog of this round, Mark Marley. It feels like he's been the underdog his entire career.
It's literally.
He always seems to perform when it matters most. He was negative in the groups. He got more losses than wins, but those 2 games, him beating LJR Peixoto, felt like a big turning point.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you get it. Just you're in this situation now. I'm pretty sure Mark is not taking his record into consideration. I think the confidence is there for him, and when it's your time to win, it's your time to win. And hopefully for Mark, it could be his time.
Well, we know who's in the semi-finals, who's going to be waiting. It's Emre Yilmaz against Nicholas, but we've got to find out who is going to be rounding out that top 4. Anders Vergang.
My prediction started off well, though. Not for you, though, Buckley.
Yeah, well, we can get to that later. We can get to that later. This feels like it could have been the final. Anders and Samu.
I do think that these two match up right here. Samu, for me, I was so impressed watching him in the league phase. He had it all. And that raw ability from a 16, 17-year-old, you have the confidence. You don't really think about other things. But Anders, wow, his defending in his last match up was the best.
I went back in the history books. I found a game, 2023, online cup. These two played against each other.
What score?
Anders won 4-1. It's a long time ago.
Things
Does that play any factor? Is that in the back of the mind somewhere?
I think it'll be in the back of Anders' one. I think as a competitor, once you beat someone, you kind of remember that. But times have gone, you know. Samu Gamer, wow, he's leveled up from back then.
On the other side of it, Johnny and Mark Marley. Will the reigning champ make it 3 out of the 4 semi-finalists who have already won this tournament before? We're about to find out if he can defend his title and continue his reign here at the eChampions League finals. Johnny kicking from left to right in that VFL Bochum strip, and from right to left, all in orange, will be Brighton's Mark Marley. Let us know in the chat, who do you want to win these games? Who are you supporting? Who do you think is going to go all the way here in Munich? Early chance, but Yashin claims well.
I was a bit worried there for Mark, not gonna lie. A little early kickoff goal could set him back, but Marley stops the kickoff, so it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out. Johnny with a lot of through balls, a lot of runners in behind. He's so hard to defend against. But Mark Marley, once again, he's always been an underdog in these competitions, but he's always here.
Do you think that suits him?
Nah, I think it would start annoying you after a while. But then again, being the underdog is always kind of the nice thing in a way, because if
were you in that situation when you were?
Sometimes.
You're still out of competition. You start competing.
Yeah, I mean, there's been sometimes when I'm the favourite in the tournament, in the game, I kind of play a bit more nervous, because if I go 1-0 down, I'm like, oh no, I should be winning here. So it kind of works both ways.
We're underway. There was 19 goals in the opening 2 matches. I've got a feeling these are going to be more tightly contested games.
I mean, yes, early on we saw a couple goals flying in the rounds before, but 0-0 so far. I think both players just trying to get a feel, see what they can see. But Mark Marley with a player lock into Ginola.
Yeah, Mark's early chance here. David Ginola strikes across goal. It's going to rebound nicely. He's onside. Mark Marley takes the lead in the opening 8 minutes.
I mean, fortunate green time finish to get the rebound, and that's all you can ask from Mark Marley. A good, strong start.
See this goal back here, Shells.
The technical dribbling gives him a little pace advantage, and I think Ginola, someone you don't really see this season on Pro Open.
He's a bit of an outside pick, isn't he?
Yeah, you don't really see him much this year, but with the technical dribbling there, shows why he's in the team.
We will be going live here with Anders Vergang and Samu Gamer. Don't worry, you've not missed a kick yet. 10 minutes into this matchup, but this could be the early chance for Anders. It's the L1 heel to heel. Just took it a little bit wide.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more better from Anders, but that's the level he sets. You always expect him to score those type of chances, but it just shows that we're all human.
Samu Gamer with Zico coming forward. Lovely pass into the feet of Kaká, and now Lorente will pick it up out wide, but Anders aggressive as ever with his defensive style. And it didn't take Johnny long to answer back here to Mark Marley. Player look, faked onto the edge of the box, into Kaká, and a finish at the near post. Kaká right to the bottom right corner, Anders with another chance, but Samu Gamer defends well, and you can hear the crowd letting their voices be heard there for Johnny getting back into the game. Bit of a hometown hero here in Germany.
I don't know, well, Mark, would we be feeling the pressure from the German fans? And I would. If I hear the crowd getting loud, I'll be getting a little bit nervous. I'll be a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie to you.
15 minutes gone in this game, goalless still. Top 4 is what's on the line here.
Obviously, we always talk about Anders and his attacking, but last game, his defending was incredible. But Mark Marley, looking like he's gonna make it to Salah with a finesse. Another save, a rebound goal. Fortunate enough to pick the ball back up in the box, but...
Are you upset with that, Johnny?
Yeah, but we'll take whatever we can get from Mark Marley, 2-1. But it's still a lot more goals to come, I think.
Samu Gamer, first chance of the game, shoots at the near post. Buffon equal to it as Anders has a little comment to his coach.
Like I said, with the way how Samu Gamer was playing, I think he plays FC 25 the right way. 4-2-1-3, but the way how he uses the striker, what I like to call the quarterback, he uses it so well.
The next time Samu Gamer gets the ball, I want you to just talk me through what we're actually seeing from him when you talk about sort of that quarterback-esque role where he's constantly triggering runs, trying to force players in behind.
You'll kind of use Kaká as like the playmaker with incisive pass and long ball. He will kind of.
So is he already looking at Kaká now?
The cam and the striker is his 2 guys that he'll say he's looking at, but he will always trigger the fullback and his wingers to get the space down the line.
Because you see Zico quite deep there. He's dropped right in.
That's because I had a little look at his tactics as well. He's playing with playmaker on build-up. And if you look at playmaker on build-up, they come a lot more to feet. And defensively, they help out quite a lot.
Well, typically that would be what, a shadow striker in that system?
Shadow striker or playmaker on balance.
Okay.
With a first-time long ball.
And that's what he can offer you. David Ginola out wide. whips it into the back post. Kaká takes a touch, slots it into the near post. Samu Gamer, 23 minutes in, first blood to the Italian.
What can I say? The dark arts, I'm going to say it all the time, it's something I love to see. But he does it so well, his decision making. And once again, he uses all the tools to advantage. He player locks, first time L1 triangle to Janone on the left hand side. He's triggered Kaká and he's crossed it. Something we don't really see much in FC 25.
You hear Anders there as Mark Marley is defying the odds. He adds a third against Johnny. And the Scot come a long way.
Sometimes being the underdog is the better thing.
Absolutely.
I think, once again, a bit fortunate to get the ball and keep it with Ginola, but Ginola's proven his worth right now.
Anders Vergan coming forward. Henri, edge of the box. There's a strike. Buffon just deflects it away from danger. You can already see the players.
Llorente is making his run off the pitch.
Yeah, making their
like
way
he's
forward.
warming up.
He is accepting the press, though, from Anders, which could, if he gets the passes right, leading to success. But that's good defensive tracking there from Vergan. And the game just breaking down a little bit in the middle of the pitch at the moment. Henri, couple of step overs coming out from Anders. Looks for a double tap through ball into the space.
See, that's for me where I might have went with Harry Kane or Kaká as my striker, just because I like a striker that can pass, and having incisive and Tiki, it's just a game changer for me. But you know, Henri, he's there for one thing, and that's to put the ball in the back of the net.
Samu wins it back high. Ababo in a dangerous position, forcing Anders to engage with him. Zico and Matuidi linking up nicely on the edge of the box. Once again, the player lock into the driven pass. But the offensive Ababo there can't shake off Anders' pressure defensively, and Vergan just going to walk the ball forward, a little bit of technical dribbling and left stick, and try to carve open this Italian defence. Henri, that's good dribbling, but couldn't quite get the acceleration away.
Yeah, Anders, his decision-making on the ball, it is honestly incredible to watch. It feels like he always has the ball at his feet and he can make a decision whenever he wants to. You think he's watching the line, he's going to do the other thing. But defensively, he's been looking okay so far, and something we don't really talk about is his defensive presence. And I think if he can defend well, Anders will be the man to beat.
Absolutely. However, Samu Gamer is no slouch.
He isn't.
And just that first goal, I think, would have just settled him. Big stage, big feeling, huge opponent. As Anders looks to equalise. Henri at the near post. Predicted it.
It was great composure once again, but I thought in the finish, he rushed it from Anders, something we don't really see, but...
Surprised not a finesse there?
Yeah, I think he could have took his time a little bit more, but he's making the chances, and for Anders, that's all he wants. I think he knows he has enough time to come back into this game.
I see a lot of support for both Anders and Samu in the chat.
It's getting more end-to-end. I think it's going to get a bit exciting. Both of them starting to get frustrated. Both of them trying to figure out what they like to do defensively.
Does that suit Samu, though, with how he's playing in behind?
I think it would suit Samu more. Because the way how he plays 4-2-1-3, you want to be able to get them on the counter. And Anders starts getting a bit aggressive.
Good lead space.
It could cause problems, because Samu's game, his decision-making is honestly really good.
5 minutes to go before half-time.
What do you think about the choice of using Matuidi as Hullit's replacement? I'm not really the biggest fan.
Given the restrictions, though, there's not loads of options. I think we saw Kimmich earlier on when we were looking at Emre's team, and I'm not sold by it, I'll be honest. I don't think there is a quote-unquote replacement to go straight in there.
I agree.
Kaká, edge of the box here for Samu Gamer. A couple of minutes to go before half-time, and he'll be looking to double his lead in what is a real tightly contested matchup between two of the pre-tournament favourites coming into Munich. Only one of them will be going into the semi-finals, as Johnny and Mark Marley are engaging in a fantastic game. That's a low driven across the goalkeeper, in off the post, as Johnny gets one back, 3-2. Well, we're not seeing the end of the replay yet, which makes you think Mark Marley has come down the other end and re-established that 2-goal lead.
I mean, yeah. Oh, another bounce back to Henry.
Mark's way.
When it's your time to win, it's your time to win. He will not be complaining at all. Mark getting a 2-goal lead back again. But Johnny, he's still lingering around, but he might be starting to get a bit frustrated.
Here is Johnny. A couple of minutes to go before half-time. Inside the box, just drove and drove.
But if you saw what he done, he play locked inside, cancelled it to get the space, allowing him to get the shot off with Z Roberto. That gets him one, but oh wait, this is going to go down to the wire between these two.
Let's see this goal again then. Hold on. It's for the replay. It's Mark Marley trying to play out of the back.
He's not losing it here, is he?
We'll be watching live there. First time over the top through ball. Henry with a touch. Henry
what a goal.
5-3.
What a goal. What a goal. And it's dark. I told you with the first time through balls, I think it's the most effective way of playing FC. And Mark, he's playing well.
He certainly is. Ginola with the pass. What a touch that is, by the way, from Henry.
And that's
pushing it into his stride. And it only took Anders 2 minutes after the restart from half-time to find his way back into the game. Mbappe at the back post. Vergang's back in it.
He's back in it, and we'll see if Samu Gamer can get back in and seeing if he can hold on. He managed to survive a whole half 1-0 up against Anders, but I don't think either of them has been playing bad. I think they're both in the game. It's a lot more tight over there than it is with Johnny and Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Samu Gamer, lovely player looking to Ginola. There's Kaká, fakes it into a Barbo. Really good defending though from Anders. He stood strong.
Once again, I think with Anders, I used to think of his defending the way how he attacks, just running at you, but he's been a lot more composed than I've usually seen. Stepping at the right time, trying to not be too passive when defending, but another first time through ball into Jarzinho.
Yeah, could be a chance here. Jarzinho with the Trivela.
There it is.
6 minutes, Anders Vergang is in front.
Like I said, on the ball, I feel like he is just too composed. But as you can see, he triggered the run with Jarzinho and using Henry as the bait. Timed the pass through, and wow, the ball roll into the green. And Anders is now winning 2-1.
I think he loves it in front of the live audience, does he, Anders?
Yeah, surely this is... I wouldn't want to play Anders if it was
prime time.
This is prime time.
Samu Gamer, he's not trailed a lot in this tournament. When you look through, he was 5-0 before losing his last group game, which put him second in the table to Levy, then picked up a 5-2 win to qualify into the finals in Munich, beating RVP of Romania. He's going to be onside, Kaká, not quite. As for Anders, he beat Young 6-3 in that grudge match before taking out Di Fernandez 4-1. He's not had it his own way at all, Anders. But he's won when it mattered. And will it be another win for the Dane? See what's coming up there. What a game that is. Emre Yilmaz versus Nicholas.
Look at the patience.
Step overs. Mbappe! Not quite green.
Yeah, but that whole build-up, the patience from Anders, was incredible. But I guess that's the downside of having Mbappe on the left wing. Yeah, he's got one of the fastest speed boosts in the game and gold finesse, but his left foot is not as strong as the others.
It's not there, is it? That's Henry. Expecting a goal?
Literally. With Henry, you'll be able to be a bit more composed as well. I think when you know you've got a weaker foot player, you're trying to rush the shot just to get the shot off, but Henry is the guy you want in those situations.
Samu Gamer, could be a chance here. Babo waiting, holding. We've not seen a lot of goals in this game. 2-1 between Anders and Samu. However, there's been goals galore between Johnny and Mark Marley, as Mark Marley adds a sixth, and he's on his way to knock out the reigning defending champion.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you get here. You know, he lost more than he did in the league phases. Some of the fortunate goals, but
finished 22nd.
He's punishing Johnny.
22nd in the league phase. Don't matter.
We've seen bigger things happen in both real sport and in esports, you know, so Mark is messing up my prediction at the moment, but I am happy to see him win at the same time.
There's a world in which I might be 0-4 after the first 4 predictions. Saw a comment in the chat saying Marley is him. Certainly is right now.
I'm just coming over to Marley versus Johnny now. I mean, Johnny, looking like the previous champion, might be going out against the underdog Mark. Oh, the goal finesse.
Lovely finesse shot. Mark Marley adds a 7th. Whipped in from the corner. 7-3. This is emphatic.
And there's a corner goal. You know, if you can score from corners, you just feel even better. Mark Marley will be smiling after that, but the job's not finished. But he's definitely having the confidence to see it through.
I don't think anyone had this prediction going this one-sided. Even Adam Ryan, who's flown over here to support his good friend. You would have thought a win was coming Mark's way, but maybe not by this margin.
Yeah, but it's 9-minute halves. Let's not count the champion, the previous champion, out. Johnny, I mean, goals can come out so quickly in this game. I know the scoreline isn't pretty, but it's still a lot of time to come back.
Let's jump on board here. 15 minutes left to play between Anders Vergang and Samu Gamer. Feels the next goal in this match is going to be huge for the complexion of the rest of this tournament.
I definitely think there will be one more. I think Samu's been a bit reserved this game. I don't think he's really shown his true ability.
Nerves?
I think not nerves, but you got to think you're playing a player like Anders. You're so scared of what he can do going forward. You don't really want to waste chances, which I think with Samu, what he was doing, he was being a lot more free in the previous round, but there's still time for him to score.
Well, what is it that he's doing differently, Shells, as we just see this goal coming in there? Good chance.
I just don't think he's maybe sent enough through balls, getting enough players in behind. I think the thing about first-time through balls, yes, they're so effective, but you can waste a possession, and at this level, you don't want to give Anders too many opportunities.
Is that what it is? Is he almost scared of giving Anders the ball over and over again?
Yeah, I think that's honestly what it is. And Anders, his decision-making is so good. It's just whether if he's going to time it green or not, or make the final decision right. And I think...
Here is Samu Gamer. Again, it's not quite there.
He needed to go alone there with a barber. I think he's getting himself in great situations, but it feels like he's trying to pass himself into a goal. Something I need to stop doing as well. I feel like I never shoot.
As we go into this last 10 minutes, there's been a lot of chat, especially in the Twitch chat right now, about the winners SBC. We've revealed 2 of the icons so far. I'll give you one more. This is a striker. He scored one of the most famous Champions League goals of all time in the semi-final against Barcelona.
I already know who that is.
And his team then went on to win in Munich in the final.
What a day that was.
If someone wins, they've got the choice to pick between Socrates, Andrea Pirlo, and Fernando Torres. He is in the running. 3 more icons will be picked from, and we'll reveal those throughout the show.
That just brought back a core memory for me, man. As a Chelsea fan, that was one of the best. I don't know, that Champions League run was definitely one of our best the best in our history.
Final few moments here. Samu Gamer looking to play that first time through ball, but cut out by Anders. And again, he will send Jairzinho high and wide, forcing Samu to engage inside the box. Is there a cut back there? It's going to bounce nicely for Anders. 3-1. Anders Vergang leads.
Bit fortunate once again, but Anders showing his class. I think this is a great performance that we've seen from Anders. He's done very well to shut down a player like Samu Gamer, but 3-1, and that seals the deal, and we'll be seeing him into the semi-finals.
Might have been fortunate, the bounce there up off with Laurent Blanc, but it doesn't matter for him. And Samu Gamer had such a good group league phase, had such a good knockout phase, but couldn't quite get it done in the finals. As Johnny gets one back, and that game's far from over. And that's where we're going to turn our attention right now with Mark Marley with a 3-goal lead and 15 minutes left to play. However, Johnny is in the hunt right now.
And we saw his teammate in the previous rounds, Jaden, you know, losing to Ilian after having a 3-goal lead. I wouldn't say the same thing's going to happen here, but it could be playing in the back of his mind.
Chance for Mark. At times, just on the edge. Mark wins it back though. Oh, lovely trajectory, and that low-driven finish at the near post. Mark Marley has come to play in Munich.
The cheeky finish from Salah. The lack of care to beat his man. I'm not going to lie with Salah. I thought it was going to be a finesse to the other side. He would have got me as well, but Mark Marley, 8-4 against the previous champs. I want to say two-time. I don't think Johnny's going to have the chance to do it here. But wow, what a performance from Mark.
That might be one of the best goals I've seen today. Just the composure inside the box. As we round out the final few moments here between Anders Vergang and Samu Gamer. If you didn't watch the game and you just see the scoreline, you're going to see a convincing Anders win. But it was far from that for moments of this game. 60-65 minutes. It was really, really close.
Yeah, it was very, very close, but I think what you got to take from this Anders performance, he done very well defensively. Samu Gamer is one of the best attacking players in FC. And the fact that he's only held him to 1 goal, scary, scary time.
It's going to be Emre Yilmaz versus Nicholas.
You know what he said, Buckley?
Not a clue. And as it stands right now, Anders Vergang taking on Mark Marley. As Anders picks up another win in a major competition. 4-1 victory for the man representing RB Leipzig. He's won everything there is to win over the last 12 months. This one tournament has escaped him. Could it be an eChampions League win for Anders? He's one step closer, Shells.
It's one step closer, but I think, like with my prediction, I think the champ's already been decided. If he's playing like that, it will be tough for anyone to beat Anders, but he has booked himself into the semi-finals.
Speaking of champions, what a moment this is. Johnny came in so confident. The reigning defending ECL champion. He's not only lost to the hands of Mark Marley, he's been humbled by the Scot. Brighton will be there at the top 4. Nobody had this down.
And that's why the underdog, sometimes you've got to believe in him. I think Johnny himself didn't expect this game to go like this either, to be honest. But Mark, he's a fighter. He always tries his best. He never gets the credits he really deserves. And maybe this is his tournament to really put himself on the map.
He's been a player on the periphery for a long, long time, has Mark Marley. E-Premier League finals for a couple of years running. 3-time EPL finalist. He's not been able to get his hands on some silverware. He was very good this year online in the Cups. He was playing well, but couldn't quite get over the line again in another EPL final. Could the eChampions League be Mark Marley's tournament, as he's going to put an exclamation mark on this result? Hits it off the post. 8-4 victory against Johnny. There'll be no 2-time champ for the German this year. What a win from Mark Marley.
What a win indeed. And I think that win right there will give him the confidence he needs to know that he can actually go and win this whole thing. I'm a bit surprised myself to see Johnny out though.
Commiserations to Johnny. But it's Mark Marley's moment here in Munich. He makes it to a top 4. He takes on Anders Vergang in about an hour's time. But coming up next, what a game this is going to be. Emre Yilmaz against Nicholas. I can see you in the chat as well. You're getting excited for this. You're also getting very excited for the Mystery League. Have a look at this and it might give you a few tips on where to go.
A player in this league holds the record for the most clean sheets in Champions League history.
3 squadre a questo campionato hanno vinto la Champions League. Una di queste l'ha vinta 6 volte.
The currently champions comes from the city that we are right now.
Das ist sehr einfach.
takeoff. Some news will be landing very soon. Here we go.
This is your captain speaking.
I'm pleased to announce that
Qatar Airways are now the official
airline of the UEFA Champions League.
The best 32 players in the world.
Fighting for the right to sit on the throne at top of FC.
This means so much more than you think.
I cannot believe what I have just seen.
We could be watching something special here.
Your FC Pro World Champion.
Welcome back to the eChampions League 2025. It's not just us in this amazing studio in Munich. We're also joined by a live crowd, and what a start we have seen. Just the 36 goals to kick things off in the quarter-finals here in Munich. That man Nicholas goes through, and so does Emre to set up a mouth-watering semi-final. And a shot as Marley knocked out the holder Johnny to set up a match with Anders Vergang in the semi-final. Welcome back to the eChampions League. Now you can see we're joined by the man who has just had an absolutely incredible first round, and the live audience are clapping him as well. It's great to have them here. First things first, Marley, you went up against the holder of the eChampions League, and I mean, what a performance. 8-4 win. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, obviously great to get through. We've done a lot of research on Johnny and his league phase matches, so the game kind of, panned out the way we wanted it to and expected it to.
I just said to you, Mark, in the break, where did that come from? And you said, I've always had it, I've just not shown it this year. It's time to start showing it.
No, it's still a bit harsh, I think. But, yeah, I think my level's been good over the years.
The league phase, what you said?
Yeah, but my league phase was like playing a World Cup on its own. Like, getting 7 points was actually really good, I thought. And yeah, as I said to you, best of one knockout game, anything can happen.
Confidence keep building.
Yeah.
Anders next.
I know, we've already played. Playing the World Champion twice, playing the European Champion, so...
Let's bring in some highlights then. We'll start with the man that you're facing next up, Anders Vergang. I mean, he needs no introduction. Do you prefer it when it's a best of one and it's this scenario? Because you look really, really comfortable out there.
Yeah, I think also the 9-minute halves help as well. You kind of get to figure out your opponent a little bit, so... Yeah, I actually don't mind the 9-minute best of one.
At what point in this game did you feel as though this is locked up now?
Literally
This goal.
I was saying in my head, I was like, am I 3 goals up or am I 4? I couldn't remember. It was more just try and see the clock down after that, and yeah, 4 goals with 10 minutes to go, but should see it through.
Some performance.
Some performance indeed. Let's take a look at the bracket as things stand then. I mean, we've mentioned this man, Mark Marley, will be facing Anders Vergang, but I mean, Rich, we've also got Emre Yilmaz against Nicholas. I mean, I can see the smile on your face already. How are you feeling about that one?
What a game. What a game. I mean, it's just... I saw these two in Valencia, and there was a lot of words said. I think both Emre Yilmaz will want to win this game so much. Both players, we're going to have a guaranteed finalist who's won this tournament before. I cannot wait. Honestly, I can't wait for this game.
I mean, listen, and also quickly for you, I mean, you're facing Anders Vergang. There's a lot of talk about him. Are you going to change anything or just more of the same?
More of the same.
More of the same. Listen, best of luck. We will be seeing you very soon in the semi-finals. But for now, we've brought the band back together. You might have seen them as teammates at one point. Mr. Ryan Pessoa and Shells, over to you.
Thank you, FG. As you said, I'm joined by Shells. It's a pleasure, as always. We're at the analysis desk, and it's for the MasterCard moment of the match. And it's a special one. It's from someone that you've been bigging up throughout the tournament, who actually lost the game, but we have to dissect the gameplay because it was so good, it's worth a second watch.
I mean, commiserations to Samu Gamer again, but if you talk about the build-up, he's got it all, and it was a great goal. We have to break it down.
Yeah, we have to, and one thing that's great here, we've got the controller, so I'll let you pick that up. We'll see it once over in its entirety. The build-up play is sensational, the triggering of runs, the composure here to take a touch and then put it in at the near post. Samu Gamer started off so well, and honestly, you have to pick up Anders because to stop someone of this quality going forward, you have to be playing at the top of your game.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about Anders and attack him and never really give him credit defensively, but Samu Gamer has broken him down perfectly.
So what's he done here? Tyser, you've got the controller. Show the exact movements on the controller, what he's done.
He's got the ball, he's played the ball into, I believe that is Maswidi. He's play locked, L3, R3. To do a play lock, you L3, R3. Pause it right now. To do the play lock, you hold L3 and R3 on the controller, click it down, right stick to switch to the player you want. He's done it to Mbabo and pulled him into space. Now, because if we resume the clip, he's play locked again into Kaka, but pause it right there. If we could go back
slightly
a little bit.
When it gets to Kaka, right there, a bit further forward, just a tiny bit. Bingo. Right.
L1 triangle. He's done an over-the-top through ball into his winger, and Samu Gamer knows exactly where his players are on the pitch. He's worked up on the right-hand side into the middle. He knows his left winger.
So show that on the controller exactly. He's pressing. What buttons has he pressed?
Hold L1 and triangle. Probably, I don't know how much power bars he does, and he holds the left stick down to the left-hand side where his wing is, where he knows his wing is.
The thing is, the clip will continue. You can't even see this option really on the screen, literally. So he's built this up. He knows he's had an attack and the blueprint in place. And as you mentioned, he's triggered the run.
If you pause it here, he's triggered it with Kaka just before. If Kaka's hand was out in the air, that means it's been triggered. So he already knows what type of look he's setting up. So as you can see, Kaka, his arm is running. He knows that Kaka's running forward. And Janola, it's about taking space and waiting for the right time to play a pass into Kaka.
So what does he do here? Look, he cuts back, and in this moment, it's just a normal square pass.
Patience. So all he does, pressing square on the controller. But at the right time, Kaka into space, he's done so well to take a touch. So a lot of us would probably put a header in and put it wide, but he took a touch with Kaka and puts a 1-0 up.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an incredible start to the game. Very unlucky, to be honest, but he's playing against an Anders Vergang who's on the top of his form. And let's take a look at the predictions. Well, we call it predictions for some people like yourself and Case and Richard. For me, we call this a spoiler. So for those that don't want this to be spoiled, look away quickly. You might have had a glimpse. 4 for 4.
No, Ryan's been nudging me this whole time, bragging about his prediction.
You don't teach this stuff.
I would take for my prediction to be wrong, I'm happy Marley's through. How about that?
No, that's fair. That's fair. I'm so happy for him, but I'm on course. I'm the only one on course to potentially see out the correct bracket. But that's enough of us. Let's get ready for that huge semi-finals between Emre Yilmaz and Nicholas.
The first 4 competitors of the pack.
This is it. It's win or go home.
It's a cheeky chip. It's the 2023 champion Emre Yilmaz.
This is my time.
Nicholas makes it 5 goals to 3.
It's time to keep your head.
Nicholas, calm, composed and cold as ever.
This is the eChampions League semi-final.
Well, it's semi-final time here at the eChampions League. 8 becomes 4, and very soon it will be one of these two charging towards lifting that trophy for a second time in their career. Both have been on this stage many times before, and both have won this competition. The year after the other, it was Nicholas back in 22 in Stockholm, and Emre Yilmaz clutched up just the year after in Istanbul. This semi-final has so much on it. Some would even argue it could be a grand final, but only one of them will be making it into that last matchup here in Munich. Myself, Brandon Smith and Casey are taking you through a game that is just so hard to predict. They had quarter-final performances that I didn't expect.
No, this is an epic matchup that none of us could have predicted. This easily could have been a final, as you said. We saw them face off in the La Liga semifinals as well, so it's a bit of a revenge match here for Emre, as he did lose to Nicholas in that semifinal. But I'm excited for this one. This could be one of the best matches of the day.
Absolutely. In case you missed it, Nicholas won the La Liga FC Pro just last month in April in Valencia, where he was able to go back-to-back as champion. By them two making it into the top four, that was enough to qualify Emre Yilmaz back into the eChampions League. He did lose to Nicholas 3-2, and let's just say maybe he wasn't so happy with how the game did plan out there. That was the first time that Nicholas, in fact, has actually beaten Emre Yilmaz at LAN. Before that, the last 4 times they've matched, Emre Yilmaz has always had Nicholas's number. But as Mark Marley said there in his interview case, this is knockout FC. This is one game at a time. Forget the group stages, forget anything of that. It's a 9-minute half, anything can happen, and if we need extra time and penalties, we shall go there.
Absolutely, is one game at a time. It's crazy though, because as they look behind them, they see the trophy there. So they're so close to getting that trophy within their grasp, but they have to go one game at a time, because if they start rushing, getting ahead of themselves, thinking about that final, anything can happen.
And surely they must know as well, because they've done this journey before, Case. They've been in the groups, the league phase, the knockout phase. They've gone all the way to the lengths of winning this tournament and having their name on that trophy. In some ways, you could argue that gives you a bit more confidence.
Absolutely, and if we're talking about last year's competition, Emre Yilmaz getting knocked out in the semifinals, so he's definitely wanting to improve off of last year. Nicholas getting knocked out in the groups, so already improved on his performance from last year.
Nicholas wins this tournament today, the eChampions League. He will be one of the first players to be on the cusp of picking up $1 million in prize earnings. And the fact that he's still not been a world champion yet is mind-boggling, that he's won all that prize money.
No, it is absolutely insane. He's in the contention for the quote-unquote GOAT, but...
Is he the GOAT?
In my opinion, he is.
I mean, we can ask the chat as well. I'm sure we can get a poll ahead of the match prediction. Is Nicholas the GOAT right now? If he goes to win this competition, he'll be a 2-time eChampions League winner. He's not got a world championship behind him, but so many people do call him the GOAT, and I feel like for me, it's hard to argue against it, but he's just missing that world championship.
I think if he does win a world championship, that is the signed, sealed, delivered GOAT status. But yeah, let us know in the chat, who is your GOAT in terms of the FC scene? We would love to know.
I feel like if he did win the world championship, he would probably retire with the amount he's done. He would have definitely earned over $1 million if that was the case. That is what they're playing for, the eChampions League trophy. As I said, they've both lifted this incredible trophy once before in back-to-back years. Well, should we get it underway then? Semi-final time in the eChampions League, as Emre Yilmaz will take on Nicholas for a spot in the eChampions League Grand Finals. It's crazy to say as well, Case, that there is a world that if Emre Yilmaz was to go and become champion again today, he would not have lost a single game in this whole eChampions League process.
No, that would be absolutely insane. Not losing a game in the league phase, in all of the knockout phase. And that is quite a feat, because we said goodbye to so many top-tier competitors in the league phase, and to go through all of that undefeated is just very, very impressive.
Well, we asked for your predictions as well. Who's going to win this game? A 60-40 poll. Nicholas taking the slight advantage there of coming out on top. As we said, they played just over a month ago. These two matched on the 20th of April in Valencia. It was a semi-final where Nicholas was able to beat Emre Yilmaz as Sevilla took on Real Sociedad. Now they match up in an eChampions League semi-final with Emre Yilmaz. He's got unfinished business.
What a start here for Emre Yilmaz. It all starts off with Maradona. Not many people have Maradona on their team, but he gets it in to Thierry Henry with the finish. It puts him up 1-0 against Nicholas.
Well, he openly said after his quarter-final win that he doesn't have any respect for Nicholas when he comes onto the pitch. And Nicholas might just say the same. 1 minute later, down the other end, Nicholas ties up the game at 1-1.
Ginola into Pele, twisting and turning. He wanted a quick answer after that goal. Harry Kane across the goal makes it 1-1.
What a start. We know they're great starts in their quarterfinals. Both are 4-0 up in their games. Back to you, Emre Yilmaz.
You can't blink?
You blink, you'll miss a goal here in the eChampions League.
The play starts off with Kimmich, again into Thierry Henry, doesn't even need to green time the shot. That puts him up 2-1. It is absolute madness here in this first semifinal matchup.
You win this game, oh my, David Beckham, you win this game, $50,000 guaranteed without a ball even being kicked in the grand final. Huge stakes on the line. You can only just begin to feel the pressure that these players must be under. Just does enough there, Lucio, because Thierry was very much on the way. That's a poor pass, though, from Nicholas.
Dangerous through balls coming in here. Thierry Henry is just ready to go. Nicholas has to stay on his game if he's going to keep Emre Yilmaz off of him.
Well, in case you've missed the news here in the eChampions League, there is going to be a champion icon SBC that's going to be chosen by our winner here tonight in Munich. We've already revealed 3 of the icons that are in the selection process: Andrea Pirlo, Socrates and Fernando Torres. There is still 3 more. Well, it could very much be. David Ginola, can he find the pass to the back post? Wins a corner instead. I'm sure Emre Yilmaz will not mind. Lofted into the front post. Lucio was in the air. It looked like he was going for a bicycle kick for a second. Still not fully dealt with. Zé Roberto finds the feet of Maradona, then recycles into Henry. 3-1, Emre Yilmaz leads.
Thierry Henry, MVP for Emre Yilmaz in these situations. Maradona into Thierry Henry, across the goal. It is 3-1. Not many celebrations. We don't get to see that too often here with Emre. The only time we see him celebrate is when he's actually lifting that trophy. He's locked in until those final moments.
But what a start he has had so far to his eChampions League finals journey. An 8-2 win in his quarter-final, sorry. When you play against a player of Nicholas's quality case, it's all about the start. It's all about making it difficult for Nicholas, making him uncomfortable, and more importantly, just not letting him score first.
Absolutely, but Nicholas is one of those players that even down in the latter half of the game, somehow he's able to get back into this one. And so I anticipate a few more goals here from the Iceman.
Oh my, look at the high line that he's playing every time, and Emre Yilmaz is just going to pick him off. He's on for 4.
The confidence that we are seeing here from Emre Yilmaz is just fantastic. We're seeing this come from an undefeated Emre. Henry, beautiful pass into Maradona. I mean, Ginola dribbles it in. He chooses to go with the chip over the keeper. Keeper cannot get to it in time. All right, we see a little bit of a celebration there. He's heating up.
It just seems like a very aggressive back line, though, doesn't it, Case? Every time it's a really risky manoeuvre from Nicholas. Well, a simple 1-2, and the pace that his forwards have got, you're leaving yourself in such a dangerous situation.
Now, Brandon, you mentioned some icon SBCs that we could potentially get in.
The guesses?
Yeah, can we get some hints?
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to reveal the next icon that could be chosen. As we said, it's all about the champion here tonight in the Champions League. They have the power, so whoever wins tonight, maybe drop them a message on social media and tell them who you want to select. I'll give you a clue. This next icon that's in the 6 of the available selection is from France.
France, okay. So
you can have a guess, the chat can have a guess.
All right, I have a guess for you, because I personally would love this item. Is it Thierry Henry?
I know Ryan Purcell wanted them
You
as
would
well.
also love that.
It's not Thierry Henry.
Okay.
However, it is a player that played for Arsenal.
Okay, good hint. Yeah,
That
let
gives
us know in
you,
the chat who we think it might be. Oh, a lot of people are saying Zidane, potentially.
Did he play for Arsenal? I mean, no, they wish he did.
No, maybe they're just a lot of Zidane fans.
Thierry Henry on for 5. He goes for that famous chip again.
What about a Patrick Vieira?
Oh, I like your thinking. No.
No. All right. Well, it's worth a try.
Not. I mean, they're unbelievable icon items, aren't they? Here's Nicholas. Is Kane going to get there? He is. Bit of confusion at the back there for Emre Yilmaz. The defender didn't want to lock onto it. And even in the goalkeeper.
I almost thought the goalkeeper was going to get there in time. Starts off with Vieira, passes by into Harry Kane. Goalkeeper cannot get a foot on it, and he's able to get it in the back of the goal.
It seems like it actually worked out quite well there. I think it was Pele that originally was going to lock onto the ball, but didn't. Any more guesses coming in? Here we go. Franck Ribéry. As we said, the next icon we're about to reveal, he is a French icon, but it's not Ribéry. Laurent Blanc, I think there's an Arsenal link there, isn't there? Not him. All right, you got me. Robert Pires, confirmed.
There we go.
He is in the 6 icon selection for the champion SBC. So in case you've not heard the others, Socrates, Andrea Pirlo, Fernando Torres, and Robert Pires are in the selection pool for our champion here tonight in Munich. There are still 2 more icons we will reveal later into the show, so stay tuned if you want to hear who those could be. And remember, as it's an SBC case, we can even get the player in our squads.
Absolutely. I completed the one last year, and I will be completing it again. There's a couple on that list that I would prefer, I think, so I might need to have some chats with the winner.
You might have to get some fodder free. Henry, his shot blocked. Maradona runs into his teammate. Plays for Tweedy. Looking just to drive into the space that's been made available. Can Harry Kane get a shot away? David Ginola. I mean, we can't complain with the half that we've seen so far, okay? It's been
end-to-end.
Pretty much end-to-end, hasn't it?
So many goals. You can't take your eyes off the screen because there's going to be a goal that you miss.
Well, the year that Emre Yilmaz did win the Champions League, these two did match up in the knockout stages, and it was Emre Yilmaz that beat Nicholas. As I was saying, aside of the La Liga FC Pro matchup they played last month, the last 4 times these have matched at World Championships, eChampions Leagues, Emre Yilmaz has always been able to beat Nicholas. And as the half-time whistle blows, he's in a really comfortable position.
Is it comfortable, though? Because a 2-goal lead against a player like Nicholas, I'm still worried at this point. I think that Emre knows that he has the expertise to potentially come back in this game, and he needs to keep his eye on the prize here.
It's a 2-goal cushion, which isn't the biggest of gaps, which I have to agree with you is very difficult against a player of Nicholas's quality.
En ook van op en hij wacht nog op alles om te geven. Dat hij zich zo spitsen. Dat hij zich zo spitsen.
But if you could put two of the calmest players next door to each other, you wouldn't find anyone else.
No.
They give you zero reaction, these two.
It's the composure. They have the mentality to be champions. They've done before. 2022, 2023. And it's the mentality that wins you those trophies at the end of the day.
Absolutely. As we said, if you have just tuned in, this is the Champions League final. We're in Munich with a live crowd this evening. Tonight, someone will be picking up $75,000 and that trophy you can see in the distance, and also the Icon SBC that we keep on talking about at home. There is also a mystery league while we're in the pause of play here, Kat. Has anyone been able to guess it yet in the chat? Because
I've seen a few guesses, and I think that I've seen a couple correct answers. But a lot of guesses in the chat.
There's a lot of guesses, isn't there? Normally someone sort of makes up a lie and then everyone goes and uses the wrong player and no one really benefits from it. Well then, should we kick off this second half? Nicholas using his full 90-second pause, as so is Emre Yilmaz. He knows what a big game this is, a $50,000 game this. Huge chance to build momentum heading in to the last stage of this season. Hang on a second. Emre Yilmaz might be on for 5. What a start to this second half.
What a start it is for Emre Yilmaz. It all starts off with Mo Salah quickly passed into Maradona. Thierry Henry, like we said earlier, MVP of the game. Green timed. Not much that Nicholas can do here as we see his reaction. A little bit of a shake of the head.
It's that little sort of through ball, isn't it? That people at home might be thinking, how they can add it into their game. If you get the timing of it right, Case, it is so deadly.
And he keeps going for it as well, and it continues to work for him.
Oh my, goalkeeper's gone packing. Goalkeeper's gone missing! I don't think Renzo can quite believe what he's seeing. Emre Yilmaz is on flames.
My goodness. Starts off the Maradona. The goalkeeper is absolutely nowhere to be seen. He has space for days. Thierry Henry getting another one. We see a little bit of a celebration there, but Emre Yilmaz looking top tier in the semifinal.
And as cold as the Iceman is, I feel like he's really met his match at the moment at Emre Yilmaz, who is got a 4-goal lead. Not for so long, though. Vieira down the other end gives Nicholas the start of a comeback.
I mentioned it before.
6-3 now.
Do not ever count out a player like Nicholas. David Beckham, not many people have him on their team. Into Patrick Vieira. And he's back in this match, 6-3. Emre Yilmaz still leads.
Seven.
Make it 7.
Goals to 3 for Emre Yilmaz. 15 goals he scored in his last 2 games. Yes, it might have been a fortunate bounce back, but it's what he does from that point onwards, isn't it, that makes all the difference.
He still has to finish. He still has to get the ball in the back of the net, and he indeed does that. We'll see if Nicholas has an answer here, because this match is slowly getting away from him.
Pele wins a corner. He's just playing it so well, though, because even when Nicholas gets the goal back, he just restores that lead again.
There's always an answer.
And we said at a 2-goal cushion it was all right, but a 4-goal lead.
And he'll continue to push.
Oh, we will.
Because at this point, he doesn't even need to continue to push. He could sit back, try to just hold possession for as long as possible, make sure that Nico doesn't get a goal in here. But it does seem like Emre is continuing on trying to pursue more goals.
Right. Mystery leagues, I can confirm that isn't my dad in the chat, M. Smith. Scottish Prem is the mystery league. It's not. If you somehow completed an objective with the Scottish Prem, then fair play to you. Liga Portugal, no, that was before. That was back in the league phase. That was in the Champions League. Hello. Oh my.
La Liga, incorrect. Nice try though.
It will be revealed at a later point in the show, for those wondering as well, the Mystery League. Thierry Henry! 8-3! Everything that Emre Yilmaz touches, It's just turning into gold at the moment.
Fantastic tackle here. Starts off with Ginola. Henry across the goal. Green timed. I mean, this is just excellence at its finest here for Emre Yilmaz.
Five-goal leads with over 25 minutes left in this game. I know it's Nicholas. I know he does the miracles sometimes, but I just can't see a comeback here. Can you?
I never say never, especially for a player like Nicholas, but it would be a very difficult task.
He's
here.
offside. Well, up next after this one, you're probably wondering who's on the other side of the bracket. Mark Marley takes on Anders Vergang in the semi-finals of the eChampions League. The winner will play Emre Yilmaz by the looks of it. I mean, look, Mark Marley. We know he's got the quality, we know he's got the ability, but what a result that was against Johnny.
What a result. To take down the reigning champion of this competition at this stage is just so good, especially because we saw a difficult league phase for Mark. It was not an easy process for him, but he's fought his way here. You know, it's tooth and nail getting him into this situation, but he deserves to be here because he is taking down some of the best.
Well, he said it in the best way possible, that the eChampions League phase for him was like playing in a world championship with the names that were around him. And you can't argue with that. So many stat names in the competition. Mohamed Salah, Maradona, offsides.
It's interesting though, Brandon, because I asked Emre before we did our interview how he was feeling after that Alihan game, and he goes, it wasn't easy. And it was an 8-2 game. And so I do feel like even in games where it seems like he's dominating, it's not an easy thing for him to do. He's still having to have 100% focus in order to do a potential opportunity here. Another one, Ginola. Emre is just on fire.
Does he know this is a semi-final? Or the bigger part that he's playing against Nicholas 99? No one does that to Nico. Emre Yilmaz does.
9 goals.
9-3, Emre Yilmaz leads. I mean, put him in the final already if he didn't. He's on his way to another eChampions League Grand Final. He was there in Istanbul in 2023. 2 years on. He's looking to be the first player to have won this competition twice.
I've just seen the best comment in the chat. Someone has asked, is Emre doing the 45 goals objective? That is a great question.
I think at that point it's just disrespect, isn't it?
That was such a difficult objective. I struggled so much.
40, you could play on like amateur though, right?
Beginner.
Beginner, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still hard though. The timing of it's very difficult. 45 goals.
Does anyone complete it?
There's some.
9-3. Surely he's not on for double digits. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Time running away for Nicholas. Unfortunately, he still needs 6 goals in just real no time at all. Pele bundled off it by fellow Brazilian Lucio. Oh, cleverly done there by Mohamed Salah. And a tactical foul there from Nicholas. Zambrotta into the book with the yellow card. I mean, it's hard to call this one, Case, because Emre Yilmaz had a really perfect quarter-final, but this one, I argue it's been better in many ways.
No, I think he's just all around the better player in this specific moment in time. I know that we've seen their matches go back and forth. Nicholas won in La Liga, but we're just seeing a different class of Emre Yilmaz here in this semifinal. And to be honest, the entirety of this competition.
Well, it's a really well-taken goal from Nicholas, but unfortunately it won't be much for him. But it's going to be Emre Yilmaz's day. as he will be going through to another eChampions League Grand Final. Well, into the pause we go. 4 minutes left. Believe it or not, we've already had 49 goals scored today.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane. You know what else is insane? Emre Yilmaz is potentially going to be going up against Marley or Anders.
Yeah.
That'll be a good match as well.
Well, that semi-final comes straight up next after this one. Well, there's one of his teammates that watches on, Mane Bashore, in the crowd. He'll be no doubt happy with what he's seen from his good friend and fellow Dutch teammate. I'm sure they're both going to be watching the Champions League final together on Saturday. Maybe Emre will treat him to dinner if he picks up that $75,000 in the grand final. Well, are we going to see goal 50 in this game? Added time to follow. Commiserations to Nicholas. We know where he has been this year. From World Championships to CONMEBOL Libertadores. Still so consistent, but unfortunately will not be having his name on this year's trophy.
It just goes to show that some of the most consistent competitors will be going out of this competition because we just have some of the best players in the world. And it's crazy that we had an Emre Yilmaz versus Nicholas in this stage, but it was an epic one.
Full-time result, 12 goals between the two of them. As Emre Yilmaz cruises through to an eChampions League Grand Final. What a performance, what a night he's having here in Munich. One step away from the big one. Who's going to join him? That is the question. Who will be joining him in that grand final? Because up next, we have this game coming for you. Mark Marley of Brighton Hove Albion, his best ever run in the Champions League, up against Anders Vergang, who's won it all. But this competition here, could it be his night in Munich? It's up next.
Freistoß, goalkeeper.
Absolutely no idea.
Free kick, corner, penalty, free kick.
Freistoß means free kick.
Lucky.
It's never getting that.
Elfmeter. Offside. First half.
Like
Cross? No. Header?
Corner.
Coach.
penalty.
Penalty. Easy. Same in Dutch.
Oh, bro, it's too difficult, German.
Okay.
What?
Schiedsrichter.
I've never heard that.
It's about football.
Goal kick.
Offside.
Red card.
Schiedsrichter. Is it the ref?
Schiedsrichter means referee.
Bro, how? I never heard it. You know, I'm mad actually.
We have takeoff. Some news will be landing very soon. Here we go.
This is your captain speaking.
I'm pleased to announce that
Qatar Airways are now the official
airline of the UEFA Champions League.
This is the UEFA Champions League Challenge presented by PlayStation Tournaments. There is €1,000 on the line. Who will be this year's champion?
Yeah, I'm really nervous to compete against such incredible players. It's awesome.
That's really nice to play also at the main stage there.
I'm really excited. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
My name is Manuel Bachuri. I'm 20 years old. I'm from the Netherlands.
My name is Pascal. My gaming name is Pascal_2712 and I'm from Stuttgart.
My name is Joe Hellmann. My gamer tag is JH7. I'm from Germany.
My name is Oscar. My gaming name is Impact and I'm from Norwich.
Yeah, they were really high-class players and I'm happy to compete against players like this.
Yeah, I think it will be tough matchups. Manuel Bachuri is a world champion. The other players are also really good.
I think the opponents are at a high level, but I know how good I am as well, so I'm just ready to get started, really.
As always, I hope to win.
Chance to play on the same stage as the Champions League finalists.
Performing on a big stage, it was a pleasure to be here. The semi-final went really close.
We're going game 3. Pascal out of nowhere.
I managed to win 2-1 in the best-of-3 series. All 3 games were really close. Managed to see himself over the line.
Semi-final, I won the first game quite comfortably, and then I lost it also quite comfortably.
JH7 adds a 4th, and we're going to game 3. Huge turn up here for JH7.
And it was really close in the last game, so it was a little bit unlucky. I lost the semi-final into 3 games.
It is Manuel Bachuri versus Impacts in the UEFA Champions League Challenge PlayStation Tournament's final. It's about to be an epic one.
In the final against Manu, I won the first leg.
I felt I had a lot of chances, I just didn't take them.
Impacts! Cheeky chip over the goalkeeper!
Impacts up 1-0 against Manuel Bachuri.
Yeah, at the back of my mind I had like, okay, let's just at least win the second game. And I was 4-0 up, I think, in the first half.
We're on our way to a game 3 in our grand final.
And then the next game didn't go my way. I weren't playing too well and he capitalised.
And so is Manuel Bachuri. He'll have €1,000 in his pocket. He is your UEFA Champions League Challenge winner. Congratulations to Manuel Bachuri.
To go to a UCL final and to play at such a stage, especially for the aspiring EFC pros, then I would recommend it for sure.
PlayStation. Well, someone else who will be hoping to lift this trophy in the grand final was Emre Yilmaz, who's just taken down Nicholas by 9 goals to 3. I mean, that was a bit personal, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it was a little revenge on the La Liga, but I played good. I hope to keep this level at the final.
What is going on with you today? I said to you before, you're probably playing the best FC that I think you've ever played. 8 goals scored in your first quarter-final, 9 scored then. Are we in double digits for the grand final? What's going on? Why are you playing so ruthless?
I hope I make it 10 in the final, but I don't know. I train hard, a lot of sessions, but yeah, I keep my composure and just to play my game and then I win.
Come on, Emre, give us the scoop. Who do you want in the grand final? Who do you want?
Doesn't matter.
Come on.
Doesn't matter. Marley or Anders, doesn't matter.
Marley? No?
Anders gonna take revenge on me, so I don't know.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. Congratulations, you are 1 step away from lifting that trophy for a second time in his career. But for now, it's over to FG and Rich to break down the hype of what we've just seen.
Yes, thank you very much to Brandon. Congratulations to Emre. Rich, look at these stats. More shots, more pass completed, more pass success, more possession, and more importantly, more goals. 9-4 in a game we thought was going to be really tight.
Quite surprising, really. Like, it was so dominant. And this was the semi-final of the eChampions League, a tournament which we've been bigging up for months and months and months. The best players on the planet. And Emre made it look like a walk in the park.
I mean, he's made the majority of this tournament, if not all of it so far, a walk in the park. I mean, if you're Marley or if you're Anders, of course, you've got a semi-final to think about. I mean, but you've got to face this man. And is he the most informed player here right now?
Absolutely. First in the league phase. Can't forget that. 16 points out of 18. Walks into the knockout games. Beats the young up-and-coming player that everyone thought maybe, especially Brandon Smith, thought might go all the way in Alihan. And then 9-4 against Nicholas. He's the man to beat.
He is the man to beat, and he's booked his place into the final. You can see that we've got a semi-final as well. Marley against Anders Vergang coming up. Any predictions for us, Rich?
I'll be commentating it, so I've got to stay neutral as ever. Who do you want to see? Emre weren't answering. Who do you want to see Emre play in the final?
Tell you what I want to see. I want to see the ECL Showtime presented by Pepsi. A massive thank you to them. This is the part of the show where we can just sit back in awe, because some of the things we're about to see on the ECL Showtime that we've already seen today are just sensational. I mean, where better to start than this man?
Yeah.
Emre Yilmaz. Look, I'm running out of words for him. He's got Ruud Gullit backing him as well, which isn't too bad.
Stupendous.
I mean, that is a big word, but listen, we've also got the likes of Samu Gamer, who we've not seen.
That's a lovely goal.
We saw one game. I think Shells was saying all throughout, it's the dark arts. We love the dark arts. We've lost so many great players here already.
That's one of my favourite goals, the little La Croqueta into the near post finish. Really, really nice. And we just were hyping up that performance again with the cheeky chip. He's got it in the locker, Emre Yilmaz.
I was about to say, Emre Yilmaz has got that cheeky chip in his locker. You can't be bringing out your goalkeeper there, can you?
I mean, you have to bring the goalkeeper to try and narrow the angle. If you just let him run through, he's going to finesse it, he's going to Travella it. What can you do?
Stood next to Pep. Listen, right, let's head over to Casey and to Mr. Shells.
Thanks so much, FG. Yes, I'm joined here at the analysis desk with Shells, but we're going to chat about our next two competitors here. We have Mark Marley's draft. He'll be going up against Anders. Anything stick out for you here, Shells?
I mean, for the hardest thing anyone's got to do in the tournament to pick their team is to find a replacement for Gullit. He's going with Valverde, which I think is an interesting choice. I think one of the better midfielders, but because you don't really see him in a defensive formation because he can't play DM, I think he's going to be the guy that tries to help Mark Marley to get the success that he needs to beat Anders.
I mean, what does he need to do in general to take down a player like Anders? He's the reigning world champion. It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be a tough one. I think about Anders, you need to go in with confidence. And I think winning the round before against Johnny, there's no reason Mark should have any reason to doubt himself. But if Anders can smell that fear, especially with a live crowd, it could be a long day. But Mark Marley just got to believe in himself.
Well, let's take a look at some highlights from the games earlier. Unfortunately, me and Shells did not predict this one to happen, but fortunately for Mark Marley here, he was able to take down the reigning eChampions League champion. But how good was Mark in this first round?
As you can see with a lack of Keta there, even he sold me a dream with Salah, not even going on to his finesse there. But Mark, he showed a bit of the dark arts, he scored a bit of lucky goals, some people say, but he got the job done, and that's the main thing that matters. And Anders, it was a bit of a close game against Sammy Gamer. I thought it was a bit tight early on, but to pull out a 4-1 victory against Sammy Gamer just to show Anders can defend as well, so it's going to be a tough matchup, but I got to go with Anders still, I think.
As we see the celebrations there from both Anders and his mom here in the room here in Munich, but it will be an epic matchup. It is Mark Marley versus Anders. I am here for it. I do have Anders winning the entire competition, so we'll see how this one goes. But I always like to root for an underdog as well, so I'm excited to see
anything can happen. We're not fortune tellers around here, so it's wrong to count Mark out, but you know, I still think of Anders at the same time, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, let's get this second semifinal match underway. Let's get straight into it.
This is it, no looking back. It's when I go home. This is my time. This is my time.
Anders Vergang taking on Mark Marley. Emre Yilmaz is waiting in the wings, but who will be joining him? Mark Marley of Brighton Hove Albion or Anders Vergang representing RB Leipzig? Maybe the biggest David versus Goliath match we have seen this year in the eChampions League. But Mark Marley has slain giants already in this tournament in the form of the reigning defending champion of Johnny. Will it be another final for Anders Vergang, or will Mark Marley take that $30,000 to 50 and have a chance at lifting some silverware here in Munich? Must Watch FC coming your way. Brought to you by myself, Richard Buckley, and Ryan Pessoa. Ryan, you've played against this player before. You've been there alongside him with Mark Marley. He's in the top 4 of an ECL.
Yeah, and he deserves to be here. His route here has been very difficult, but he's overcome it, got through the league phase, and of course he had that game against Johnny, who has credentials in this tournament, last year's champion, ended up defeating him in quite astounding fashion. It was quite dominant in the end, and they played, and well, both of these players played in the league phase. And it was 3-2 in favour of Anders, but it was very close. Honestly, the scoreline, of course, shows it was close, but gameplay-wise, Mark could feel hard done by him, rightly so.
On the other side of it, Anders Vergang, 4 wins, 2 losses. He goes into knockouts. That huge game against Samu Gamer here in Munich earlier on today. That was an emphatic performance.
Yeah, my prediction before this tournament was whoever won out of that game, I think would go on to win the whole thing. That's not to discredit anybody else, but I think Samu Gamer was performing at a level in the league phase that not many were able to rival, and Anders Vergang alongside that as well. So it's a massive task for Mark Marley, and I feel like if he does it, it's an incredible accomplishment, to be honest.
Let us know at home, who do you want to win? Who are you rooting for? Is it Anders Vergang, the man who has won everything to win in the last 12 months? Or will it be Mark Marley? This is the team of Marley that he is using here. Ryan, nothing too sort of out the blue, really.
Yeah, not at all. Of course, that Salah's been a key aspect of his attack. He's got a lot of goals, direct play with him as well. One of your favourite goals.
No cams.
No cams as well, yeah. But of course, the bench, that's the one thing with the draft. The players aren't necessarily playing those particular players. It's more so a bit of mind games with the opponent. Anders in a 4-1-4, and we know he's not playing that, so.
You see Sesko up top, but keep your eyes peeled for the bench, because that's where the superstars are. Jarzinho, Zico, Lucio, Henry, Mbappe will be the key players for Anders if he wants to pick up another win here. It's coming to you live from Munich. Mark Marley from left to right in that orange strip of Brighton, and from right to left, all in white, will be the world champion, the FC Pro Open champion, Anders Vergang. And it's Anders kicking off right away here, looking to break down Mark Marley. Zico winning the ball high up the pitch, and Anders going to have first blood here. Huge goalkeeper movement.
Huge bit of goalkeeper movement there, preventing an almost certain goal from Anders Vergang. Started up hot though, with the pressing, the quick pinged passes into the attackers to step over. So, yeah, expect more of the same.
Not only do we have some unbelievable gameplay to bring you, but at half-time, we've given away 4 of the icons that could be selected for the icon pick.
Ooh.
We're going to add a 5th.
Yep.
We'll tease you at half-time on who it may be. Early pressure coming in here from Vergang. But Mark Marley already looking for that first time over the top.
Yeah, you see the blueprint, just triggering the run there, trying to catch Anders off guard. Didn't happen that time, but the thing is with the first time through balls on FC25, it's more so just about, even if you don't play it, it's something your opponent has to track.
It's in the back of their mind
So now Anders is going to, you see, switching over, but then that leaves space to try and push up the pitch.
He did go 1-0 down, Anders, in that quarter-final against Samu Gamer, then came back to win 4-1. He's not going down in the semis as he opens up his account with Kylian Mbappe in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, just a typical Anders goal. He starts off on one side of the pitch, does the perfect skill move, Boro scoop, to play it across to Henry and then back across to Mbappe. We'll see it here in its entirety. Boro scoop, as I mentioned, first-time pass. And you could argue Kapi could do a little bit more there, doesn't manage to get the ball, and Mbappe tucks it away.
50th goal today, that.
Already?
Yeah, that's 50.
That's crazy.
In what?
This is the 6th game?
Yeah. Big goals. Spin wrecking goals.
No, you see how they don't even hang about with the replay, just straight into it again.
Well, you mentioned they've played only a few weeks ago in Manchester. They also played at the Euros, the UEFA Euros last year. 9-4 win for Anders.
Yeah.
That'll be in the back of the mind.
100%. And I think for Mark, he can take confidence based on not that result. That was unbelievable. He can take confidence in that league phase game, because I genuinely feel like it was one of the best he's played, and he could be 2-0 down, you know.
Yeah, if you leave space like that, though, Anders will punish you. Turns around to his coach with a smile, a right smile. And that's right there, the game plan. He plays with the wide mids, does Mark Marley. He's going to have the space there with Mo Salah on the right and the left mid as well on that far side. If he's going to get out of this press from Anders, for me, it's with those wide players.
Absolutely. You see how aggressive Anders was to move the keeper across there, double tapping triangle and holding it there, just to move the keeper quickly, expecting a cross at the back post.
as he comes forward with Jairzinho, who's been one of his key players really all throughout this tournament, going back to the league phase and knockouts in Manchester. That's a lovely first time through ball to Mo Salah. Nuno Mendes does have pace, and with the upper body strength, just shrugs Salah out of the way.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mistake out the back from Anders. Will he be punished this occasion? Ginola, a couple of step-overs. Anders once again defends well.
Almost hitting with his own medicine there, the step-overs into the space, but Anders defended well in the end. You see there, though, as we mentioned, the first time through ball, just pay attention. It's going to keep on being fruitful for Mark Marley. It's just about whether or not the chance will fall in front of goal for him.
Is it also, when you're playing against Anders, managing the game, not allowing him to create momentum?
Don't let the game get away from you early. The moment you do that, you have to be in a conversation late on in the game. But it's just if you allow him to go 2, 3, 4 up, by the time you try and get back into it, you leave spaces, he'll exploit it, and before you know it, you're 6 or 7 goals down. Look at Salah, how direct he is with him. It's a vital interception, you know.
And with no sort of DMs in there for Mark, if he gets counter-attacked on, you can't allow the possession loss to be easy.
Yeah.
Because that was Anders right onto the back four with one pass. Nice play out wide with Rivaldo here, and just opens up in the middle of the pitch. And this is where Mark can be dangerous with Henry and Ginola leading the line. A good 25 minutes so far between these two. It is Anders slightly with his nose in front, edging towards a grand final against an old nemesis in Emre Yilmaz for Anders Vergang.
Do you know one thing that I find very impressive with the way Anders plays is that it looks so basic. Like you see when you watch other players, they do the player locks, they do the first time through balls, etc., speed boost. Doesn't really do that. And hold on a second, Mark.
Yeah, lovely chance here, Mark, to the back post for Henry, but he was for stamp.
But he just doesn't do any of the other stuff, and it's still fundamentally, that's why I just say he's the best.
He makes the game look simple.
Yeah.
But what he's actually doing is incredibly difficult.
Right, Jinx in there.
Yeah, he gives the ball straight to his centre.
Yeah.
He allows Mark to go here with Thierry Henry off the play alone. Slams it into the far left corner. 1-1.
It's a fantastic player look there from Mark Marley. We spoke about Anders not utilising it. Mark Marley is somebody that definitely does. And we'll see the replay right here. Flicks over to Henry, runs the opposite way of Stam, and it's just about the composure in front of goal. Green time finish, Thierry Henry. Mark Marley's back in the game.
And that's a big bonus for having two up top.
Yeah, you can just sync up nicely with them. You can play off each other.
We are straight back underway here. No rest for the wicked. Anders Vergaan will give the ball back away from his kick-off, and it allows Mark to thread a ball through to Mo Salah out wide. Aggressive goalkeeper movement from Anders, but Mark takes the near post, and then Ginola forcing Buffon to deflect away. As the tide just swung ever so slightly in Mark Marley's favour here in Munich. We'll wait and see, because Anders Vergaan is coming forward with Zico. There's the step-overs. Opens up the space for Henry, and Yashin with a huge save. Corner whipped in.
Gets there as well.
We've got to see that save again. We have to see that save again.
I don't know if Mark moved the keeper, I'm not sure. But that is a fantastic save, wow.
Big chance for Anders to go 2-1 up. Squandered. From such a typically consistent player in front of goal.
I was pretty certain that was going to go in.
Zico trying to thread it through to Henry. Here is Zico again, back to Henry. Good tackle out the back, and Mark will come forward once again through Mo Salah.
For the space, he stepped slightly there with Cafu.
You've just seen the pace of Mbappe. None of these defenders available to be selected really have that acceleration or sprint speed to get close to Mbappe. He's quickest on it, and it's last-ditch defending from Mark Marley. Keeps his composure out the back and does Just nod it forward into Rivaldo and now Henry's feet. There's sort of areas where losing possession could be detrimental. La Croqueta into Henry, but the first touch not quite there.
Yeah, poor first touch there.
Do you think you're holding sprint?
I think so, yeah, but it's a situation where you kind of just feel like...
You just expect Henry to take it.
Yeah.
A lot of this game being played in the middle of the pitch at the moment. Not a lot of width on show. There's Henry again and again.
Massive save.
Again. Missing the opportunity to go 2-1 up.
Could punish him in the end. That's the touch that we were talking about, though, that Anders wanted initially with that previous chance. Got it there with Henry, and it's just about if he can just take his chance. And good goalkeeping movement again there from Marley.
Mark Marley will be looking into half-time now with seconds remaining, no added time, and that's going to do it for the first 45 minutes. 1-1, but a game of missed chances if you're in Anders Vegan camp. So look at him, Ryan.
Yeah, let's take a look at this one. 34th minute. This is step over. Henry. It is keeper movement. Shuffled slightly there to predict it. And this was another chance of trying to get the ball. It was a bit bouncing all over the place. He'd done enough to block the chance. And this is the other one. Henry takes it in his stride. Keeper movement just shuffles across goal there. Henry couldn't find the back of the net. But for Mark, I'll be honest, we spoke about just being in the game, being in the conversation. It's not a terrible half.
We said we would reveal another icon for the squads. The winner of this tournament gets to pick between Fernando Torres, Robert Perez, Socrates, Andrea Pirlo, or a centre-back from Serbia, Nemanja Vidic. He's up for grabs. It'll be one of those five. We've got one more to reveal. It'll be coming up very, very shortly indeed. If you're in that Anders Vegan camp at half-time, what are you saying to him?
If I was his coach, I'd just be saying, you're doing well in terms of creating chances. It's just about taking them. Like, you can always take positives in that aspect. The negative is, of course, not taking them, but creating a chance against somebody like Mark Marley in these stressful, high-octane games is not a bad thing.
But on the other side of the coin, Mark Marley?
Be happy with that.
Yep. Well, here is Mark through Mo Salah out wide. He's been dangerous all tournament long, driven into Ginola and forces Stam to come across.
Great build-up.
Corner, near post, Lucio defensively does well. For Anders Vegan, you're just having a little look at the radar at the bottom of the picture there. There's white shirts flooding forward, but are they quick enough to effectively counter-attack? Not quite when Nuno Mendes is in town. Two such different semi-finals, by the way. Emre Yilmaz Nicholas, goals galore.
What was it, like 4 goals in 9 minutes at the start of the second half? This one we yet to see one, unless Mark Marley can break the deadlock here.
But even when we were talking backstage, this game was always going to be tight.
Yeah.
Neither player was going to win this game comfortably. I just didn't see that as a possible outcome. Mark playing well in the middle of the pitch. Player locked into Ginola, sent Salah on the run, but Anders steps really well.
Do you know, I think he was looking... Oh, hold on, Henry could be in behind. Never mind, didn't play the pass. Direct play with Mbappe. I thought Mark was trying to play for a little Travella, didn't get the space.
We've not seen one Travella all game.
Yeah, not one.
When you look at the benches of both players, I mean, Anders had all his best players on the bench from the start and then made the changes before kick-off. I don't think there's going to be much there in terms of players coming off and changing the game drastically. I think all the quality's on the pitch, Ryan.
Yep. And the thing is, I was just looking at the player cam there of Anders. He doesn't look happy whatsoever.
No.
Anytime he gives possession away, you can see it.
Look at that. Frustration building. And Mark Marley, we'll see that out of the corner of his eye on that main stage. Valverde into Henry. 3 times.
Incredible bit of defending there from Anders. Look at Mbappe.
Lovely ball down the side for Henry. He gets the rub of the green and shoots directly at the goalkeeper, and Yashin stands up strong. What's that, 4 now? Big chances. If you're sat in Mark Marley's shoes, are you just thinking, this is going my way? What should he have done better here?
He gets in it. It's a tight angle. It's not a terrible thing to shoot there, but maybe, of course, trying to aim it across goal more so than the near post. A low driven is also an option as well.
See Mark Marley coming forward here. He's not created a whole amount of chances in the second half. That's a player lock into Ginola. Couple of step overs, sends Anders the wrong way.
Lovely.
Gets one read.
It's crazy. Wow. You got to think here, not only is he trying to defend that chance with player switching and everything, but he's also managed to then press the right stick and shuffle across. Sensational.
Anders driving forward with Jarzinho. Offering the tackle from Lucio. Went for a back post player lock. What would you like to see here from Mike? You just created that chance there on the edge of the box.
Do you know what he needs, right? And I know look at that, direct from Salah. This is exactly what he was doing in the league phase. Running down the line with Salah, get into these areas. And I was going to say, it didn't happen in that time. But when he did lose the ball, it would often result in corners or throw-ins that he capitalised on as well.
Zico, technical dribbling, but straight into Mark Marley.
Okay, so this is what I think Mark's going to keep trying to look for. The first time through balls, but when it gets to... Hold on. Oh, that is near post finesse shot. Henry.
No doubt this time from Anders Weghorst. He's had a lot of missed chances, a lot of opportunities inside the box. On this occasion, it's green, and it's perfect at the near post, and it all came from Mark trying to fire the ball forward.
He was looking for a first-time through ball. We'll see here just proposed finish there from Thierry Henry. Green timed in at the near post. You can see how much it means to him to celebrate and gesture towards the crowd as well. But for Mark, he wanted that driven pass to David Ginola, first-time through ball to Henry. Just couldn't get it.
We're straight back underway.
So much space.
As Anders Weghorst could add a third here. The ball bounces nicely for Mike and stands up strong to the shot. Lovely ball down the line to bring Ginola into play and just drives towards the back line. Cuts it back for Henry. There's a Travell and a great save from Buffon.
Golden opportunity. Had to score that, in my opinion. That's a key aspect of the game there where... Hold on. Oh, green time header. But I was saying it's a moment in these matches where when it's this close and you get goals, chances. Look at this. You'll see this. For me, come on, that's gotta be a goal there. Straight away gets the corner whipped in early.
Saw him score a very similar corner with Lucio against Johnny in the quarterfinals. I think that was his 7th goal. Oh, it's beautiful to bring Salah into play. He's got runners with Ginola and Henry. He fakes it. Now cuts it back. There's Ginola, and he's put it wide.
No, hey, that goal would have been the best one of the tournament. I'm sorry, everything there was sensational.
Inches wide, but Mark Marley is getting ever closer to tying this tie up.
This one here, look. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm just having a glance at the bottom right as that chance flashes wide.
I can't believe
from Ginola. Thought it were in.
Yeah, he thought because there's so many players in front of and between the player and the goal, maybe he needs to aim perfectly for the corner, but just too far.
Driven pass into Valverde. Now Mark will look to unlock the door of Anders Weghorst, just offside.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but it was always going to be a great game.
So close, such a close game.
You look at the previous 2 results, a convincing win for Anders about a year ago, but when they matched in Manchester 3-2, Anders came out on top. The tightest of margins separating the two. There's Mbappe once again just offside.
That is a joke of a pass. I know it was offside, but wow.
Play a lot fake down the line. That's got to be a foul with 10 minutes left to play. You see Henry Yilmaz, he's waiting. I think he's just getting ready for the final. You saw the stats there coming in for a quick second. Possession in Anders' favour and shots, but he's unhappy.
He always seems to be, but he knows it's a very tough game.
The chance he's had, no.
Yeah.
He probably thinks it should be 3-4 up.
Yeah, I understand that, but the thing is, there's going to be a big chance whether that falls in his favour or Marley's remains to be seen, but you can tell he's not happy with something.
Just turn around here to the crowd, letting his feelings be shown as Mark Marley sits metres, 2 metres, 3 metres away. We'll see all that out of the corner of his eye, but he remains composed and locked in. 10 minutes left to go here. $50,000 for the winner of this match. He's got 50k guaranteed, but for Emre Yilmaz, he'll be looking at one thing and one thing only, and that's a 2-time eChampions League win. Getting his hands on some silverware.
It's hard to doubt him as well.
For the second time this season with the cup.
Yeah, and the thing is,
the Liga Cup that he won.
He's been the best player in this tournament.
Certainly has. Mark Marley on the way, shoots at the near post for the green time finish. Buffon with a good save. It's going to be whipped into the near post for Lucio. Bicycle kick! Mark Marley with 10 minutes to play. Levels up the tie.
You could sense it. Lucio peeled off there. The ball. This time he put the perfect amount of power in it. Lucio there. We see this here acrobatic finishes from the corner kicks. Look at that. Oh, green. And Mark Marley, perfect time to get back into the game.
This game is far from over.
Mumsy surprised.
Well, I think you heard it. You interviewed Anders at the start of the day. Now he said if he wins that first game against Samu, he feels as though the tournament opens up for him.
And I echoed the same thing. I felt like whoever won that game, but
and
right
here is Mark Marley with 5 minutes left to go. Looking to edge his way. The extra pass was there. It was begging for it. He went for the strike.
Look at Anders though. The space is opening up.
Small margins.
What a ball.
Separate. Huge opportunities. And Mark Marley had a chance there to go 3-2 up. Anders comes down the other end. Slight rebound there off the defender. The step overs, the cutback. This will be the game of missed chances, right?
Incredible. One end to the other. Chances from both players where you'd expect them to score in normal circumstances. Maybe the pressure is getting to them.
Could it be last chance? Dagger blow for Anders Vergang here as we go into the final couple of minutes in the eChampions League semi-finals. He's walking through him. Good tackle there from Mark Marley. And now Mike has the last chance to win the game.
Play for last. I know that's what the coach is not speaking to him, but we're thinking, listen, this is what we practice for. In these moments, 2 minutes added on, you just play for last attack and hope it falls in your favour, and he doesn't.
It all the way. Anders Vergang will look to stay composed, cool and collected, with the ball in his court. One final chance before we go to extra time. Mbappe, Henry. Does he go around the corner for Jarzinho? He tries, and that will do us. Extra time is looming in Munich. Ryan Pessoa, your thoughts after you've seen the 90. Before we get there, I do apologise for any unsavoury language that you might have heard there. Frustrations clearly evident on the main stage. Ryan Pessoa.
I feel like he felt he scored as well. That was a big chance. Great build-up play from Anders Vergang in that instance. You saw at the end of the game that he's not happy. And you can't see it at home, but the expected goals, etc. stats are slightly in favour of Anders Vergang. But Marley's been playing a perfect game. It's just those instances where that one, come on, he can't pass the ball there. He's overthinking those little aspects where normally in a different scenario, you play this on champs at home. He's passing it, taking a touch and scoring.
Again, do apologise for any unsavoury language that you might have heard there. He'll be enjoying what he's seeing.
Yeah, he's always chilling.
Two players who are taking it out to each other right now.
Yeah.
Mark Marley gets us kicked off for extra time. Thierry Henry puts it back for the player lock, but Anders just about gets Nuno Mendes in front of Mo Salah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the player lock towards the back post there. Often, the player at the back post, if you manage to get ahead of them, can get a tap in. Hold on, though.
Jarzinho into Henry, but good defending. Stepped in front. Just look for that run of Salah. I think Mike was trying to tee something up there, but Anders was quick into the press. And now Henry into Mbappe. Both the players are defending really well. Mo Salah, he's been his danger man all tournament long.
It's been outrageous.
Yeah. The strength, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like that's the most impressive thing.
Runners have been queued off the ball. Zico does have the capability to unlock a pass. So does Xavi and Mbappe with the step overs. Good finesse, and Yashin again called into action. Corner whipped straight into the box. He's very, very proactive with the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, that was different. Lucio peeled off a bit too far towards the back post, allowing the keeper to claim it.
No Travellas at all in this game.
But Anderson's had situations to take a long shot, but he just doesn't take them. And I think that helps Marley a little bit because it means he doesn't really have to worry about moving the keeper that much.
Short throw in there. Now Anders with a chance. There's the near post. Again, Yashin just palms it away from danger. We must be approaching 10 saves for Yashin at this point.
Bit risky there.
Certainly is. It's allowing Anders one more chance before we go into half-time. But Thuram just steps across him. I'm happy to take a goal kick out of it. How do you see this game going now, Ryan?
I don't know. I truly don't know. That's offside. Honestly, I can't call it.
It feels like both players have made a lot of very small errors, just small mistakes, whether it's in build-up, in finishing, or in sort of the middle of the pitch, in possession.
Great step.
Is that where we talk about nerves, and now we're seeing what nerves look like in game?
Yeah, I don't know if it's nerves. I actually can't, because Anders, when I speak to him, doesn't really seem nervous. Same with Mark, so I'm not really sure. Oh, what?
That's a lovely ball. Ginola, chance for Mark Marley. Strikes across goal, move on with the save. One additional minute here. We'll see that chance back for Mike, which he could have edged in front as we go into the final 15.
Good defending.
Anders Vergang will have ball possession. Jairzinho, Henry, that's a finesse, and again Yashin called into action.
That one. I thought that was a goal.
He will take his time on the corner. Let's put Zico over it with dead ball plus. I think he might try and shoot.
He was doing that in the, was it Anders in the league phase?
The virtual Bundesliga. He's went right on the goalkeeper. Now edges it out to Stan, but that's too much on it, and that will do us for half time.
Again, just chances. Chances for both players that they didn't end up putting in the back of the net. We'll take a look at this one. Brings it down in behind. Keeper movement slightly. If you can just, it's a tiny step with both on this one as well. Space up, you could even have passed that, to be fair.
He should have
could have passed it. I don't blame the finesse though. Like I'm not against that. I feel like a finesse there, especially when you green it. I'm not opposed to it.
15 minutes left to play. Penalties could be looming. What was it in Munich? Chelsea, Bayern? That went to penalties.
Yeah.
Drogba scored the winning penalty.
Don't remind me.
We've not had a lot of penalties in the ECL this year, but this will be huge if required. Anders kicks off, and we'll want to see this game out. There's Jairzinho. 1 minute after the restart here. Anders Vergaan 3-2 up.
It's a little like a cancel pass there. And we'll see it in the replay. He just teed him up. The space just seemed to open up. Look, Mbappe there into Jairzinho, and it's just about trying to get that finish across goal, and he does before the defender could try and put a block in.
There's that one small step from Mark where he sort of stepped over it.
Yeah.
Maybe the pass there, and then Anders instantly capitalised on it. Just looking over my shoulder here, you can see both players, and I think Anders is in his team management at the moment. Maybe changing a couple of things. Doesn't have loads of options off the bench though, Ryan, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah, not too many. He's got, Javinho, but not really the player you wouldn't really want to take off someone like Mbappe or Henry in this instance.
Is it more just playing the clock at the moment, getting your Sort of heart rate back down after scoring a big goal. Almost taking the momentum out of the game in general.
Yeah, and it's for Mali as well to set up an offensive tactic, because you don't want to risk not having that available, waiting for a pause. You just want to make sure that it's set up prior to resuming the game.
Mali, chance right off kick-off, shoots across goal, Buffon with the save, and it's rebounded into a nice area away from the on-Russian attacking players.
Deja vu.
Mbappe driving forward, forcing Mark to pull a player across. Lots for the Lacriqueta shot. Corner is played short, but Mark will win the ball back, but doesn't have loads of options going forward. Now, with the player lock, pulling players into position where he wants them. Number 67, Ginola, is making a movement inside the box. Valverde just driving forward. Here is Mo Salah. Now Xavi. Henry peels off his man. That's precision shooting.
Overcooked it. I'm going to be real. Overcooked it. That pass, you can see it. He teed it up from before. Look at it from here. Look at Henry just peel away. You know he was looking for that ping pass. Here, you could have finessed.
On the left.
Yeah. Could have gone for it. That's a key chance for Marlon. It just seems to be a familiar story in this particular game where both players aren't taking them.
And this could be the dagger blow for Mark Mali. 4-2 down. Anders Vergang keeps his cool, keeps his calm. And he's minutes away from an eChampions League final against Emre Yilmaz.
That's the composure there. Thierry Henry, 4-2, and that for me, unless we see I'd say a gift from Anders, I would say that it's game, set and match. It just shows how brutal it can be at the highest level. Mali could have scored on one end, moments later conceding a goal where you can just see it on his face. He knows that that could be it.
So many opportunities in this game for both players. Will he be thinking back now?
100%.
Henry.
Yep. Not even just that, the chances before that. He's just, yes, it's painful.
If you're Emre Yilmaz, you're already on the main stage, you're waiting. Are you watching this game? Are you trying not to watch? How do you even sort of look at this?
I feel like you kind of just have to watch naturally when you're in the arena. You're just, the screen's in front of you, you've got a crowd around you, but...
Are you taking anything in?
It's a difficult thing to do that's so close to the game. I think Renzo and Emre would have done their due diligence way before now. Yeah. They've done this weeks before, months before. This isn't the particular time. But they know that irrespective of whoever won this game, it will be a tough game. I think right now, though, just based on what we've seen, I'd put Emre as the favourite.
Absolutely. That performance against Nicholas.
Yeah, brutal.
9-4 is
a beat down.
So emphatic. Zé Roberto off the bench.
It's nice, you know.
Finds Henry. There's a little bit of acceleration.
The thing is, there's just no one really in close proximity to support.
And Anders will kill the clock. It will kill the game. Mark Mali has to chase, and he opens up space. He opens up opportunities. Zico driving into the gap. Adds a faith. Anders Vergang. Inevitable from the Great Dane.
He just loves the crowd, doesn't he? And loves playing into it. Anders Vergang will be in a final in the eChampions League in Munich. Sure, I don't know what was happening there with Henry. Was that a bit of screen anyway? Yeah, a little screen there with Thuram, and it gives an easy finish there for Zico. Mark finds it amusing. There's nothing they could do in that situation. They knew it was pretty much game, set and match. And it'll be Anders versus Emre Yilmaz.
Wow. Anders Vergang. Not in its own way at all. I don't know if you remember, actually, the FC Pro Open.
Ooh, how many is that? 6? Voice cracks?
Earlier on this year. I don't know what you're talking about. Where it was LJR. Who took him all the way.
Yep.
It's almost a similar story here. Where he's had this one game that, on another day, Mark Mali wins this.
But it's a familiar thing in the league phase, though.
Yeah.
It's just the same story.
And you're going to look at this scoreline, see 5-2, and think it was one-way traffic, but it doesn't tell the story of the game.
From it.
Anders Vergang goes into an eChampions League final. Mike Marley, top 4 finish for Brighton Hove Albion. Anders has had an unbelievable 12 months, a World Championship, an FC Pro Open, and he is one game away from an eChampions League victory. But the man that stands in his way, the form player, the 2023 champ, Emre Yilmaz. The final is coming up right after this break.
That should be an easy one.
We are in the home of this league right now.
This is really easy, come on.
If you haven't figured it out already,
The answer is
Obviously the Bundesliga.
It's the Bundesliga.
the Bundesliga.
We have takeoff. Some news will be landing very soon. Here we go.
This is your captain speaking.
I'm pleased to announce that
Qatar Airways are now the official
airline of the UEFA Champions League.
The best 32 players in the world,
fighting for the right to sit on the throne at top of FC.
this means so much more than you think.
I cannot believe what I have just seen.
We could be watching something special here.
Your FC Pro World Champion.
"36 players set out to win the eChampions League 2025, and now only 2 remain. The former winner in 2023, Emre Yilmaz, will take on Anders Vergang, who is yet to win this tournament. We're live from Munich with a live audience. Two players will fight it out as we will decide the eChampions League 2025 winner in Munich. Wow, right, welcome back, everybody. We've got two players remaining. We've got Ryan, we've got Shells, and we've got Casey. Oh, honestly, we have had an incredible tournament. This tournament has been sensational. Ryan, we've backed Emre, and we've backed Anders all throughout, but it's not been plain sailing.
Yeah, not at all. For Emre, it has been. He hasn't lost a game in this tournament. But for Anders, even winning that game, Rick said 5-2. You look at the scoreline, you think it was one-sided, but honestly, it could have gone another way.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at this, Shells, and we look at what Marley did in that game, 5-2 is a little bit of a difficult scoreline to take, but there's fine margins at the top.
I mean, definitely 5-2 wouldn't say is the right scoreline in terms of what we saw from Mark Marley. He played fantastic, but Anders, you got to give credit to where it's due. He didn't play great, but one thing I'll say, his keeper movement is exceptional, and I'll be real, that's the reason why he got into the final.
And we had extra time for the first time here this evening. Reminder, if the final is deadlocked at 90 minutes, we will have extra time and penalties. Case, how do you see it going?
Ooh, see, I had this in my predictions. I didn't get it all right, but I did predict this one, and I think Emre is going to take it.
I've just done a quick VAR check, and nobody in the cast has got it right.
Yeah, I checked Case. She's got 4 wrong when I checked the thing.
Well, she's technically got the final right, which is why we're all here.
I
Listen,
got the final right as well.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll let you enjoy the highlights from the semi-final, because what we've been watching, not just here in Munich, but even in Manchester, for both phases, has been absolutely exceptional.
Yeah, unbelievable levels. The fact that Emre Yilmaz picked apart Nicholas like this just shows it's not... honestly, you can't teach what Emre has, you know.
Ruthless.
9-4.
So scored 9 against Nicholas.
I mean, look, we haven't actually spoken about that enough, Casey. He has absolutely picked apart Nicholas in that semi-final. He must be full of confidence.
That's the thing. If we're looking at confidence going into this final, you would expect Emre to have all of it going into it, because it was not an easy route for Anders. I think Anders coming out of that match is not going to be a happy camper. Emre, he's undefeated in this entire competition. He's going to be at the top of his game.
And it's lovely to have a live audience here. It's also lovely to see the live scenes of Anders' mum celebrating with him. She must be so proud of him. She's in the audience. She'll be looking forward to the final. Shells, when you're playing in front of a live audience or when there's people around you, Anders doesn't wear headphones, by the way. This man has got a level of focus that I aspire to have.
Yeah, when I played in front of a live audience, I want to try and get rid of them and block them out. It seems like he wants to talk to them and engage with them. But I think for Anders, it definitely helps him give the confidence he needs. He needs something else to give him that motivation, that kind of that grit, that makes him vicious in front of goal than the way he is. He takes his chances all the time, so maybe it helps him.
Oh, it definitely helps him. Absolutely. Listen, whilst we wait for our players, they're preparing the finals coming up soon. It's time for our MasterCard moment of the tournament. Casey, you're nodding because I think you know
I have an
what
idea.
moment we have got. Go on, hit us with it.
It has to be Ilian. In round of 16, he came back against Jaden, and it was one of the most epic moments of the entire competition. No one expected him to come back in this matchup, but somehow he did it.
I mean, listen, we're talking about a man who was 4-1 down. When I'm 4-1 down, my controller's down. To do it at such a big tournament like this, Ryan, is absolutely exceptional, and it meant so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because he's been in those situations where the result has gone against him. This time you can see, of course, the emotion, the outpouring of it, because 4-1 down against somebody like Jaden, who was playing so well.
To book him a spot in Munich.
Wow. Crazy comeback.
Performance.
Crazy.
Our bracket's nearly complete, but listen, I'm not going to let you guys get off lightly. We've had the pleasure of having you all throughout the eChampions League. So we're going to go from right to left, and we're going to ask what your moment of the tournament has been. And you're not allowed to use that one with Ilian, because there's been so many.
I'll say, honestly, Mark Marley's entire run in this competition. I've loved every single second of it. An underdog coming through and doing so well. I've really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. Brighton finishing in the top 4 of the eChampions League. Mr. Shells.
I think it got to be Assault knocking out Tex. That moment for me, because I was there, it was heartbreaking for me. I know Tex very well, but wow, it was an insane goal from him as well.
And that moment, we're talking about everybody falling apart in the studio. Quickly, Ryan, we'll go to you.
I was going to say what Shells said there. Can I say the same? Is that cheating?
He's cheating.
Yeah, we'll let you have it. You used to be teammates, I guess, and we've got the band back together. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be back to you very soon. But now there is 2 players remaining in the eChampions League 2025.
This game is unlike anything else. It's unpredictable, captivating, explosive, and heartbreaking. It's a tough road, but it only leads to one destination: the eChampions League final. Only one can become a hero.
An icon.
The champion of Europe.
Many have tried,
but only the greatest have achieved.
The title is within touching distance.
One final push. Destiny awaits, so time to make it happen.
This is the eChampions League finals.
Munich, are you ready?
Well, we are ready for the 2025 eChampions League Grand Final. 36 of Europe's best went to battle in Manchester just 10 days ago, representing clubs from all over Europe. And now only 2 players remain. One player's been here before and he's done it all. He's been an eChampions League winner. The other player, you can argue he's done it all. The only trophy that's missing from his cabinet is this one in the eChampions League. Richard Buckley, what a grand final we have in front of us.
You're either going to have a story of a 2-time champion, the best player that's ever played in the eChampions League, or the best 12 months we've ever seen, a competitive FC, World Championship, Pro Open victory, and eChampions League.
We had some special guest as well join us for this grand final. Ruud Gullit, who's been the eChampions League ambassador, back for a 3rd year in a row. You were with us in Istanbul, London last year. You're in Munich. What have you made of tonight so far?
I think there have been some great games. I'm very, very proud of Emre. Last year he didn't do that well, was already out of the quarterfinals, I think. But before that he won the Champions League, so I'm proud of him anyway. And today he played well. I think he showed some unbelievable skills.
Well, the last time, Richard, that Ruud Gullit was commentating with us in a grand final and Emre was playing,
yes,
he won it.
He won it
in Istanbul.
So I hope I can bring some luck. But of course, he plays against a fantastic player. I heard behind the scenes that he won almost everything. Yeah. So this is a good moment then, you know, to show him a lesson.
When you look at these two sort of on paper, they've both won so much. Is that a mentality, that winning mentality, that not a lot of players have?
No, yes, but the thing is, you learn from your mistakes. Last year, Emre, you know, made mistakes, and he got punished by it. So now, till now, he didn't make them. So now he just needs to stay composed, and that's, of course, experience.
I mean, you can see him in this tournament. He's not lost a game.
No, yeah, but this is the final. Totally different. Yeah. Different atmosphere.
No one remembers what it looked.
A little bit nervous. There's tension there. So therefore, he needs to be focused. Just play your own game.
Absolutely. There's a lot of love coming in on our chat at the moment, Ruud. I don't know if you can see all the messages coming through. A lot of love for you. Dutch legend. A lot of players that love your item, the SBC item that was in a lot of these teams. Unfortunately, he can't be here, but he was obviously in the eChampions League phase. Do you realise how good you are in the game? You're the complete player.
Maybe it's better not to know. No, but you know, it's an honor for me as well to be as good in the game. It gives me a second career.
Did you ever think about growing the hair back out?
No.
No?
No, that's been. I see some old icons still with the same haircut. Like, okay, it's me. No. I just wanted. I cut it off in 2000. I had enough of it, and now it's another me, another book, different book.
Well, let's talk about this one then, Richard. We'll get the chat involved as well and get some predictions moving. Anders Vergang or Emre Yilmaz. It was his first game. It was their first game they played in the eChampions League. They played in the group stages.
Yep.
10 days ago in the league phase, Emre Yilmaz beat him, but so much has happened since then. And this is a game that you flip a coin, a result can be different every time.
I think the big takeaway from me, that semi-final win for Emre, 9-4 against Nicholas.
Yeah, with ease.
It's a real big confidence boost.
Yes, of course, but that is, you know, don't take that with you in the finals. Don't get complacency. You know, you don't need that. You need to be focused.
There's a lot of love coming for you in the chat, Mr. Aura Gullit.
Thank you very much, Tijs.
King Fernie
thank you very much for all your compliments. And the thing is, you know, I support also the e-games because in the past it was always the feeling that we were all geeks sitting there in their room all day. But that's not the case. You have to be professional, you have to be good in order to come here the best of the best. So this game is growing, so it's fantastic to be part of it.
Someone's about to win $75,000, Richard.
Serious.
Doesn't get any bigger than this, does it? And lift the Champions League and also get their own icon SBC, which as we've been revealing, this will be fun for you, Ruud, to get involved in. There's 6 different icons it could be for our champion. We've revealed 5 already, correct?
Correct, 5.
And there's 1 left. And guess where they're from?
It's almost like we planned it.
They're from the Netherlands. So
Is
there's
it
an
from the
icon.
Netherlands?
Yeah.
There's an icon that could be in the 6 selection,
Koeman?
Ruud.
Is it Koeman?
We'll give you. It's not Ronald Koeman, okay?
Not Ronald Koeman.
Let's let the chat have a guess as well. But we know who the answer is. We'll reveal it very soon for you. Unfortunately, Ruud, it's not you. You've already got an incredible SBC.
okay.
Yeah, we can't be greedy.
we couldn't give you another one.
Okay.
I think it's going to go down well with.
Do you think they're going to like the Dutch icon?
I think so.
Well, in case you've missed the other players that, again, the champion SBC could choose, it could be Fernando Torres, Robert Pires, Socrates, Andrea Pirlo, Vidic.
But it is a Dutchie.
It is a Dutchie. It is.
It is a Dutchie, okay. Because they say, there's a saying, I say it all the time, if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much.
Will it be Dutch in the final?
And the Dutch is in the final. So, hopefully he can do it.
We're about to get underway. The nerves, the tension is building here in Munich. It's grand final time.
Well, here we go then. Your eChampions League grand final for the 2025 season is between these two, in Emre Yilmaz and Anders Vergang. Only one can lift the trophy highest here in Munich and pick up $75,000. One's been a world champion, one's won pretty much everything in the last 12 months. The missing piece of the puzzle has been this trophy here for Anders Vergang. But for Emre Yilmaz, this was the trophy, Richard, that really announced himself as one of the best players, not just in Europe, but in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. That 2023 season, Emre was on fire. And his crowning moment, the title in Istanbul. If he wins this tournament twice, he's the best player to ever play in the eChampions League, that's for certain.
Oh, yeah. I just hope that he gets, gets his composure. That's the most important thing. And also, be patient. That's
a long game.
Yes, I know. Be patient. Don't try to force it, because if you force it, you get punished. Yeah, very well done. Just wait for the opposition to do, what you think he's doing, and then.
That's it. Click on. Emre Yilmaz could be on through here as he's looking to try and break through Thierry Henry. Building into this one, it's not Rijkaard as the guesses keep coming in for our final Dutch icon, Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's not him. I'll tell you what it could be though, Anders Vergang to pull away with Kylian Mbappe into Henry. He's offside, it won't count.
It missed.
Unlucky.
It was just a miss.
Unlucky. There was a miss.
I don't know if you saw the last game, the semi-final. 4 or 5 missed chances from Anders, where he was not hitting the back of the net, not green timing his shots.
And I had a feeling he was not happy with himself.
Absolutely.
Back to you, Emre Yilmaz, who has been on goal-scoring form. He scored 8 in the quarter-finals, 9 in the semi-finals. He's been making it look like an ordinary day in the park, which is crazy to say, especially when you look at the players that he's been playing against, Ruud. He's been playing against the best players in the world, but he's been free-flowing. He's been scoring loads of goals.
Yeah, but this is a final, totally different, feeling, vibe, everything. Be patient. That's the key.
Henry in a tussle with Lucio, who comes out on top.
You've already seen Lucio 3 times, twice for Emre and then for Anders. Last-ditch tackles, defending really, really well so far. Maradona, he's the key here for Emre Yilmaz. He's playing in sort of the number 10 role. Expect a lot to go through him, whether it's the chance creation or the goal-scoring finishing.
Idea there with the sprint boost to pull away. I can see the chat coming through. Still so many more of those Dutch guesses. It's not Cruyff.
Should we give a clue?
It's not Rijkaard. It's a forward.
I'll even go one for.
Go on.
They played in the Premier League.
They played in the Premier League.
Ooh. Now you have to know it. You have to know it.
As soon as the first goal goes in this grand final, we'll reveal it. Hopefully it comes in the 90.
I think it might come quite soon.
Cap stamp again in the way as Emre Yilmaz is looking to have the breakthrough in our grand final. They actually played back in Istanbul when Emre Yilmaz was champion. They actually matched in the lower bracket there. And it was Emre who to do enough to find a way through.
You see that run there from Henry down the middle of the pitch, forcing Anders to defend.
Can he now work it in from this area? Has to go all the way back around. Joshua Kimmich finds Maradona into. Again, Henry's doing a great job there, but every single time he apps down while Lucio's in the way. Well, we've got an icon with us in Ruud Gullit. We've got a hero.
And look, you know, these two in the back were also, you know, in real life, they were good players, by the way. So therefore, it's also, it's just a matter of, you know, don't be too hasty. Just wait for that really moment that will come.
I wonder if Roberto knows, Rich, just how good his item is in game, the total in-game stats that he's got.
Well, we had the opportunity to see him in Brazil. They call him Libertadores. I think he knows.
He does know,
I think he knows.
Mohamed Salah. Still waiting for a breakthrough in our final. Is this the moment now? Thierry Henry just fluffed his lines.
Yeah, went for the low-driven shot. I didn't know if he'd maybe open up his body, go with the left foot into the far corner.
But you know what the good thing is? This is how a final's supposed to be. You know, it's all about the details. It's all about being patient. The one who makes less mistakes will win this game. So therefore, you need to have two players who are both very, very good. So therefore...
Hang on a second. Could he be able to pull away here, Jarzinho? His shot's blocked.
You see, he shoots already very early because he knows he's not going to a chance for another dribble.
Well, more guesses coming on through. It's not Dennis Bergkamp, it's not Clarence Seedorf. He's not an icon on the game anymore.
Not anymore?
Oh. Not anymore, no. A few people that aren't on the game here either came in. Iron Robin, Edgar Davids.
Maybe in the future.
They could be maybe an icon hero in the future. Here's Roberto now.
Here we go.
He finds Thierry Henry, goes for the extra pass. Shoot!
I feel like you got to shoot.
Now, in normal football, you would. If you don't shoot, you get hammered.
But he's just looking for that the perfect goal, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can understand, you know, because you have a good goalkeeper, you good defenders. You think to yourself, okay,
this could be it.
Is this the moment for the breakthrough for Emre Yilmaz?
Yeah.
Matched up well again.
You can see two of the best players there.
It's that constant mind game. How is he going to defend? Is he going to move the goalkeeper? He's expecting me to shoot at the near post, so I'm going to try and shoot across the goalkeeper. Constant mind games.
Thierry Henry from distance!
Oh!
Well, that was quite an effort. It was
but that was a surprise. That's good.
Well, maybe that's what the game needed, Richie. Just one of those moments to catch your opponent off guard.
Yeah, green time finesse from deep, just brushes off the top of the net. I think the crowd thought it had gone in as well.
Straight down the other end.
Safe.
And it's Lev Yashin who's called into action. To top Anders Vergang breaking through. And it feels like it's all been Emre Yilmaz so far in this game. He fancies the finesse that time with Mohamed Salah. It was time green, it was yellow. This was the chance that we missed, Richard.
Yeah, it was. Henry with a Trivela, forcing a save from Yashin. He was really good last game, Yashin, as well, for Mark Marley. Tight game so far, Ruud.
Yeah, like I said, it's supposed to be like this. The two of the best players can't have a match with a lot of goals. Of course, what happens if somebody scores later in the game, then somebody has to take a little bit more of risk, and then you can have a game of 3-0. But normally, it should be like this: tension.
How hard is it as well, Ruud, not to think about the trophy already and all the accolades and all the prize money at the end of it?
You have to like the game first. You have to enjoy the game. If you don't enjoy it of playing, you know, then it's going to be more tougher and tougher.
I don't know if you remember last year, Johnny touched the trophy. No one touched it this year.
Johnny, unbelievable. Last year, couldn't get him. I remember, played 4-4-2. He surprised everybody tactically.
Yeah.
Couldn't cope with it.
And Didier Drogba was such a main player in that team this year, nowhere to be seen.
It's all Henry.
Back to Anders Vergang now to try and break through. So often we cover grand finals, Richard. It's maybe last year at the FC Pro World Championships where Anders Vergang had a blowout, a 7-0 win.
We've not really seen it this year, though. If you look down the domestic leagues, if you look at the Pro Open, Oberon and Anders went late in that game as well. It's going to be the chance.
Is this that moment of the breakthrough? Mohamed Salah again blocked on a pocket. It's a picturesque finish from Thierry Henry.
Patience.
And it's the first one in this eChampions League Grand Final.
I like that coat. I wouldn't wear it, but
you appreciate it.
I appreciate it. It's good to have the fans here.
This was the goal. Little bit of a bounce in the box, but
we need that
instinctive finish.
Sometimes when a game is like this, though, Ruben, there's just not that many clear chances. It's just a moment like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
The ball's
we need a
bouncing
little bit
into
of
the
luck.
box.
You know, deflection was it. So therefore, good. Yeah, that's what you need. But the good thing is it opens the game. So therefore, you know, the opposition has to make take a little bit more risk. And when there's more risk, there's more room for you in order to score more goals.
We said we'd reveal it when the first goal scored.
Well,
should we wait till half-time?
We'll wait for half-time and then we'll give our eChampions League ambassador Ruud Gullit the opportunity to reveal.
Chance.
The icon straight down the other end.
Here you go.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Anders Vergang ties up the grand final at 1-1.
See, at least you need that. Good for the game.
Feels like this could now end up with a lot of goals in this second half. Good finish. Mbappe right across the goalkeeper. But there's still a long, long way left to play.
I don't know what I'm more surprised about, how quick that reply was, or the guy that's in that leopard print jacket still. It's quite warm in here.
It is quite warm.
Well, it looks like we're going to be going into half-time with it all square and certainly all to play for.
Great final. Great for the neutral.
Yeah, exactly. But so Emre have to keep the ball. Don't go there. Keep it. Keep it.
One more chance.
We played the 1 minute.
No.
And that will do us for the halfway point in this eChampions League Grand Final. Emre Yilmaz broke the deadlock early. And Anders Vergang replied just 2 minutes after. Ruud, we have the icon. Reveal it to the people. Who is the Dutch icon that could be up for grabs as an SVP?
So the Dutch icon is Robin van Persie.
There you go.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. So we've got 6 to choose from.
So we can announce the 6 now. These are potentially, as we said, the winner of this game will choose that player to be in SBC, I believe, in a week or 2 to come out into the game. So Fernando Torres, Robin van Persie, Robert Pires, Socrates, Andrea Pirlo, Vidic. Good. Who do you choose?
Real good.
That's the question.
Look, I go for the Dutchie. I go for the Dutchie.
Who do you choose, Owen? Let us know in the chat of who you're going to go for. Well, Ruud Gullit, we're going to let you get ready to polish the trophy.
I will.
For the presentation.
May the best win.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Good luck, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Ruud Gullit, the Champions League ambassador, and more importantly, one of the best icons in this game. Always a pleasure.
It certainly is.
To have him on commentary as he revealed our 6th potential icon that could be chosen as part of the Champions League winner SBC this year. Robin van Persie was in there. And we couldn't give it to Gullit, could we?
No. I think in those areas there, when Emre gets it, that's a lovely first time through ball. Drives it home, Emre Yilmaz. It took, what, 43 minutes to get a goal? 4 minutes inside the second half. Emre's back in front.
And I think the crowd enjoyed that one. Emre Yilmaz timing that run to perfection. Thierry Henry gets himself a brace. He is on for a second eChampions League trophy win.
One legend in Ruud Gullit, an icon, to another of the FC space. Mr. Ryan Pasol joining us for the second half.
Difference is I've won my trophies on career mode, but same amount, almost.
What have you made of this grand final so far, Ryan, from the sidelines?
That first time through ball there from Emre Yilmaz was unbelievable. I feel like he always seems to look for it, and he looks for the obscure ones that you won't really track.
Oh, this is big.
Is he on to double his lead now, Emre Yilmaz? Into Henry for the perfect hat-trick. What a block that is from Nuno Mendes.
Very, very aggressive there, Anders, as he pulled out the fullback to engage. Maldini and Lucio, that back two for Emre Yilmaz, so strong. Feels like every tackle goes their way.
Bit of goalkeeper movement there again, teased by Vergain. As he looks for a quick 1-2. With Mohamed Salah. Can Mbappe pull away now? We know he's got the pace on him, certainly. Thierry Henry, step overs, finds the feet of Zico, the last part of the puzzle. There's just Jairzinho on that far-hand side. I'll tell you what.
He's on, you know.
He might be on for a third in. What
that's a crazy tackle.
Had to get it right.
So that fall nicely. I thought it might have. This game, it feels like we're only, even on this 60th minute, it feels like there's a lot of this game left to reveal. We're only seeing half the jigsaw puzzle at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the sort of game I could see like 4-4, just in the blink of an eye, just goals, goals, goals. Emre's triggered the fullback.
Zé Roberto, who is also in the room with us here in Munich tonight.
That's a lovely through goal.
Can he make the most of this one, Anders? It's a red time shot. How's he got that one wrong?
That's rare, you know. You rarely see Anders red timing anything in front of goal.
I don't know if, because the defender was just putting a little bit on it, if he got an extra one animation.
Yeah. Look at it. Look at this pass here. Oh, it's beautiful. Xavi in behind Henry. Just there, yeah.
It's like extra left boot touch almost, as the defender sort of fell onto his back.
Apologies for any unsavoury language there on the replay. As the frustration comes out from our players here, drives it across there, Cafu. If it's not Maldini or Lucio, there just always seems to be a Real Sociedad player in the way.
This is two frustrating games in a row, though, Fernando.
Yeah.
Marley didn't lay him out easy.
You could argue 3, to be fair.
Yeah, the Samu game as well. Oh. Look at the bodies up. It's 3 against 3.
Can he make the most of this one now, Vergain? Jairzinho. Does he want to cut back or does he want to go on his own again?
No.
Red shot.
2.
I don't know if I've got an excuse for that one.
2 red time shots there in key aspects of the game, or key moments for Anders, and yeah, he smiled that time, but you know deep down he's fuming.
Why is that happening, Ryan?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I never really see Anders miss time shots.
2 big chances. The second one definitely like it could have been a goal-scoring chance.
You're having a look in the history books at these two when they're playing against each other.
Ooh, surely not.
What
That's
tackle
from Buffon.
I think Emre's got his number. Emre's got his number when you look at the history books.
Beaten him, 3 times out of a possible 5 attempts, only losing 1, drew the other one as well, so he has the history books in his favour. That first time through ball was Zé Roberto.
Goal again. The goalkeeper tackle, because it's a big moment. If that goes in,
I would say that could be game set. If he scores, I feel like that could have been job done, in my opinion, for Emre.
Yeah. Have we ever seen an eChampions League winner win or just go unbeaten the whole way through a tournament? This would be 10 perfect games, 9 of them he won. 1 of the games he drew against Tex in the league phase, but he's not lost a game.
It's not even just not losing, it's the opposition he's had to overcome as well.
His opponent was
Anders, literally, in the league phase, first game, Anders defeated him. He's about to potentially do it again.
That game for me, the semi-final was the big one. I didn't get asked a prediction before we started, but the manner in which he beat Nicholas,
battered him.
I just don't see him losing today. I don't see him losing on that stage. However, Anders has made me look silly before.
Yeah.
Well, that could be a huge chance. Henry.
Poor finesse. Oh, he couldn't get the angle.
Still in possession. No one fancies timing anything tonight, do they?
Well, that's the thing you've got to watch out for with Emre when he builds up, because it's the first time through balls. You have to worry about a cross. Finesse.
There's another one.
It's timed again.
Again, it's yellow after yellow in terms of the time shots.
And we talked about this last game, planting the seed. He's done 2 finesses there in very quick succession.
Yeah.
The next one might open up a through ball.
Speaking of time shots, the last two that Anders has had in the box with Emre Yilmaz have both been time red.
Look at that runner. Henry.
And this time start running out, maybe a third goal could kill the game.
Oh my goodness, it has to be again. Surely Emre Yilmaz is going to get that goal. There's been so many chances in quick succession, but just can't find the back of the net.
It's exactly the same game that Mark Malloy were playing, though.
Yeah.
He couldn't get the goal. He couldn't get the goal, and Anders stayed in the game and then pulled away.
Oh, wow, that's a clever pass. Mohamed Salah certainly is onside. He's got the legs to get away from Zico. And has he got the supported options? Maradona, back!
Got to go across goal.
Has to go across goal.
He goes in the left bottom corner. He could be 3-1 up, wins a corner. Brings that one in, and I'm not too sure why he's had a shot from there.
You know what? I respect the effort, but look at the build-up here. Richard was panning it out on the screen point, and he knew where everything was going. But there, the shot across goal, come on, we know that you shoot across goal, it's a goal.
He's maybe just anticipating some sort of movement.
I'm not surprised at the ball's coming in there. Anders couldn't get any sort of ball possession.
Getting suffocated.
Every single time he plays off, whether it's a goal kick or a throw-in, bang, he hit it straight away.
Emre Yilmaz must be an absolute nightmare to play against, especially when he's on such a rich vein of form that he's in this tournament,
I
Brandon.
don't think he's been on a vein of form that he's been in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it is? I think he took that FC Pro La Liga semi-final, personally.
I don't blame him.
The manner in which he lost against Nicholas, and I think since then he's thought, I'm not having this happen again. I'm beating everyone.
Yeah, no more friends.
Heavy. I'm not stopping. On another day, this could be 4 or 5-1.
And he might not say much, Emre Yilmaz, but you're right, he'll be thinking about all of those.
Surely we get something from him if he wins.
Situations in his mind.
Might get a smile. But after all that, Emre dominating the game, the possession, the shots, it's only 2-1. Anders only needs one chance. As we're seeing a lengthy pause coming in here, we've only got 10 seconds left on it, so we're going to be back underway very shortly indeed.
Again, this is an opportunity for Emre Yilmaz to be the first ever player to have won this competition 2 times, which is incredible. It's what, 7th season that we've had this, 6th season we've had this competition, and
sure, we got far last year as well, no?
They got to the top 8.
Consistency.
The year before that, champion in Istanbul. Could this be that moment again?
I feel like he could have taken another touch, you know.
Wins a corner for his efforts. On comes Marquisio. That one was time green.
That's Maldini stepping forward. This could be a counter if he just got that pass right.
To the left-hand side of the pitch. Look at the space. I'm looking at potentially a fresh Javinho there off the bench.
First time we've really seen him make changes.
Diego Maradona. Is that the key pass? Mohamed Salah. He nearly unlocked the door to David Ginola. He still is in possession, though, as that shot is blocked from Jaap Stam. And we are into our final 10 minutes of this one. Emre Yilmaz.
It's just half chance after potential opportunity. There's been nothing clear-cut other than a couple or sort of in the box where it might have been missed times.
Yeah, I don't mind that tactical foul there as well. I feel like that's a good place to stop a potential
attack. Not too far ahead,
yeah,
where defence gets out of position.
Anders Verge now, Thierry Henry into Mbappe. What's to say from Lev Yashin? Wins a corner for his efforts. Well, let's see where this one's going to go into the box. The idea was the bicycle kick from Lucio, but Emre Yilmaz deals with that spot of danger. Xavi Simons is onside into Henry. He tries to step over past his man, and Emre Yilmaz fights to live another day.
Look at it here. Bit of fortune with Mbappe getting ahead of the defender there. Gets the shot at goal, doesn't manage to find the corner.
3 in-game minutes. Is there a comeback? Is there an answer? No.
He's off.
Offside.
He's off.
Just offsides.
We saw it. Is that it? for Anders. Was that the last chance?
The press is going to be relentless from all the RB Leipzig shirts. Is he going to get one more roll of the dice?
That's a bit crazy.
To tie this game up, Mbappe trying to pull away. Gervinho, his shot's blocked again. It's Cafu in the way.
We had the same reaction, Richard. That was...
I can't believe he's gone for a first time.
Yeah, that's too risky. Way too risky.
Added time, how much will it be?
2
minutes, but Emre Yilmaz is in possession. He's just got hold on to the ball here.
He's giving it away.
You're joking.
Gervinho. He hasn't got the legs to get around Lucio. That's 1 minute already played.
What a pass. What a pass.
Offside. I was going to say. Surely not.
This is it.
A quick restart. Henry can't get there. 1 second away. Emre Yilmaz has done it again. On the biggest of stages in Europe. The first man to write himself into the history books as a 2-time eChampions League winner. And by God, didn't he deserve it?
I'm not a lip reader, but I think when he went over there, Anders said you deserve it. Which is an unbelievable show of respect. Emre Yilmaz unbeaten in this year's eChampions League.
An absolutely colossal run. The fact that, as you mentioned, unbeaten, the names that he's had to take out along the way, the first 2-time eChampions League champion history has been made today.
2-1 in the grand final, by the way. We saw so many goals today, and in the grand final it's 2-1.
17 he scored across his last 2 games before that. You speak about history, well, how about this one as well? The first ever man to have gone all the way unbeaten in an eChampions League in Emre Yilmaz. Unbelievable scenes. He defeats Anders Vergang, and that was the moment there where he was crowned. This is eChampions League winner. You saw the little cheeky 2 of his fingers there. He knows what he's done.
We got a little smile out of him. I don't think I've ever seen his teeth before. It's the first time I see him smile, but he's won it twice. He's the man to beat going into the rest of the season.
The first time was nice.
Had to do it twice, yeah.
Emre Yilmaz, $75,000 richer. He simply just loves the Champions League, Richard.
Best player in the world right now?
Right now, it's hard to argue. We had Europe's best in this tournament. And he wiped the floor with everyone pretty much. So you can't really go against it.
We've heard awfuls here from commentary, FG and the rest of the team. What do you make of that one? Emre Yilmaz, a 2-time champion.
A massive congratulations to Emre Yilmaz. Like they said on the commentary, he is the first person to win the eChampions League not once, but twice. Shells unbeaten throughout the whole tournament. The top goal scorer in the tournament. What a performance.
I mean, what a performance. I couldn't even qualify this event myself in any year. Winning it twice? Wow, Emre Yilmaz, what a performance. You've got to give all the credit to him.
I mean, we have to give our dues and our respect to Anders Vergang as well. The scene wouldn't be the same without him. He went so close, but Emre just couldn't get that 3rd goal in that game as well.
No, Emre in this entire competition was clinical, almost perfect. He did not lose a game this entire time. Of course, commiserations to Anders, but Emre is too good.
A massive congratulations to Emre Yilmaz. Let's head over back to Brandon because Emre is itching to lift that trophy.
Well, from the 36 that turned up in Manchester to battle it out in the league phase, he was the only one to go unbeaten. 45 goals later, 10 games without defeat, and a grand final to remember. Emre Yilmaz, your eChampions League winner. The first man to win this competition on 2 separate occasions. He loved it that much in Istanbul. He was hungry for more in Munich. And he's joined alongside Rudel and right out to hear exactly how he's feeling. He's done it again, an eChampions League winner.
So,
I don't know.
it's a stupid question, but how do you feel now?
Yeah, amazing. I don't know. I was so shaky in the end, but to win it for the 2nd time, it's unbelievable. So I worked so hard for this, and I'm so happy.
What was your game plan?
Controlling the game, I know if I control the game against him and don't make mistakes that I win, but I made a couple mistakes, but in the end it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you had so many chances, and normally in football it's like this: if you miss chances, you get one, behind you.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it almost did, eh? It was offside, but close.
Yeah, but you need luck to win a trophy, and I had that today, so I'm happy.
Look, you won all your games, so there's no luck involved here. No luck.
Little bit.
It's only skills.
Yeah, little bit.
Do you want to say something to the people who are watching you, to your parents, to the people you admire most?
I want to thank everyone that helped me, that supported me, and this trophy is for them.
I think so too. And Team Gullit is still very happy. Another player. So I won not only 2 Champions League, this is 4 Champions League now I won. Thank you very much, Emre, for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, very happy. So thank you for watching. It was a wonderful day for you, especially.
Amazing.
We're going to celebrate this.
Of course.
We're going to celebrate it.
Of course.
So, take the trophy again.
With you.
Okay.
There you have it. Emre Yilmaz, once again, the champion. And you know what we have to do? We have to look at his tactics.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
how's your Dutch?
Ooh, all right. Keeper.
Yeah.
I get that. Fullback.
Yeah.
I get that one.
I've got tactic breakdown.
Yeah. 2 defenders, plus there.
Yeah.
Left back, I'm not actually sure.
Let's go into it, let's see.
Show it how it sets up on the offensive side. You flick the...
Yep.
I believe that's a fullback on balance. I'm sorry, a wing back on balance. Renzo, hey.
Yeah, one second.
We need a bit of Dutch here. We need a bit of help.
We've got advanced on the striker,
We got
on Henri.
Playmaker.
Look, while we've got that there, if you want the code, I'm sure you can find it on social media. What a performance.
We might need a bit of translation on some of the positions, but I believe it's inside forward here as well.
Yeah.
Need help?
We might do this a bit off the cuff here.
What's up? Okay.
What we got here on the left back?
Wing back.
Wing back.
Okay.
Wing back, yeah.
Okay.
You understand the other ones? Holding.
Holding,
Yeah.
perfect.
And
Playmaker,
playmaker.
inside forward balance.
And advanced forward.
Advanced forward.
And yeah, just defense.
There we have it,
Well done.
perfect. Congratulations, 4-4-1-1, Emre Yilmaz, success again.
Are you surprised with how low scoring that was?
For the final, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the final, if I could have changed my prediction based on what we saw, I thought Emre would have won, but I didn't think it would be close. I thought it would actually...
70 depth as well.
Yeah, especially after the patch, a lot of people you see have changed their tactics from aggressive line height down to high, and I feel like nowadays in the pro scene, a lot of players are using the same thing as well.
Emre Yilmaz, once again, on top.
Were you surprised?
With how low scoring?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I was actually more surprised by the mistakes. I've never seen Anders red time. He did it twice.
Why? So in two minutes.
But even Emre wasn't greening.
Yeah, it was.
Loads.
The thing is, I would say the deserved person won the whole tournament. Unbeaten throughout, Emre Yilmaz is a champion.
Right.
Pleasure.
As always.
Yep.
Let's go back over to the desk for one final tap. Well, it's not a desk. FG, what's happening, mate?
Here at the Pepsi Post Show, and it's with great pleasure to say we've been joined by 2 men who are sharing 4 Champions Leagues between them. 2 of them eChampions Leagues, 2 of them Champions League, Ruud Gullit and Emre Yilmaz. Emre, a massive congratulations. I have to ask you, how did it feel to not just have your coach in your corner, but also one of the greatest footballers around in your corner, in Ruud Gullit?
Yeah, that's a feeling not everyone can say, or that's a meaning not everyone have. But I'm very happy and that I won it again for him again. So I'm happy.
You didn't win it for me. You didn't win it for yourself. Look, it's for your own career. I'm just very proud to be part of it. That's
You
the
are
only thing.
he's not only just the eChampions League winner, he's also a PlayStation Player of the Day case.
Absolutely. You've been the most clinical competitor in this entire competition. Not only have you won this beautiful trophy, though, I would love to know, you're $75,000 richer. Where are you spending that money, Emre?
Yeah, I don't know yet.
No ideas?
New car?
No. Not spending on a new car.
I think he's got a lot of things going from Emre. You've been absolutely fantastic. We mentioned that you're the PlayStation Player of the Day. We're looking at the past scenes of you lifting that trophy. You never really show much emotion, and you're the coolest man around. But how does it feel to lift it not once but twice?
A dream, of course, a dream. When 1 year ago I lost the semi-final, I only dreamed about winning it the next time, and I did. So it's a dream that come true again.
Casey, Ruud, I mentioned that he's the PlayStation Player of the Day. What about the FedEx top goal scorer as well? You are cleaning up, my friend. Congratulations.
Is that another 75,000?
But listen, I'm just a presenter. I'm staying well out of it. But Emre, how does it feel? I mean, your game involves so much action all the time. And you were scoring a lot of goals. You're also unbeaten throughout the whole tournament.
Yeah, 1 draw and the rest I won. So good record.
Listen, a massive, massive congratulations. I mean, before we go, of course, we want to show you guys some moments. The top scorer presented by FedEx. Case, I mean, we were just in awe of this man throughout, not just here in Munich, but also in Manchester too.
These are the top goals that we saw throughout the competition here for Emre. But not only is he convincingly winning a lot of these matches, he's taking down some of the best competitors in the competition. That game versus Nicholas, I mean, I enjoyed that one probably the most out of all of these games today.
Yeah, I was very nervous against him because I think he's one of the best this year. But I showed my game and yeah, I just scored many goals. So that's a good feeling.
But the first one, the chip, that was
yeah, always a chip.
That was
always.
the chip was fantastic.
Doing it the whole year, so maybe my signature.
But can I ask you something? When you lost it, I was there as well.
Yeah.
What changed? What changed in yourself when you lost it and the moment that you are here?
Yeah, I felt like I didn't work hard enough to win it last year. So I said to myself, work harder, more focus, more composure, and next time you will be here again.
And he did. I'm very happy.
He did.
Emre, you've been absolutely fantastic. I mean, a massive shout out to all of our players who've been here in Munich. We're going to put the tactics for all of them on the screen because I know a lot of you guys watching the stream have got your set favourites. I mean, it'd be hard to look past Emre's tactics, but is there anyone else on this list, Case?
Ooh, you know, I would love Nicholas' tactics. I feel like every competition he does a certain thing here or there that I'm like, I need to add that into my game. But it's a no-brainer. I'm taking down Emre's tactics first of all.
I know we've also got the second page as well. I mean, Anders Vergang was in the final. It was such a close game as well, and he's been fantastic throughout, hasn't he, Emre?
Yeah.
Short and sweet, absolutely love it. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
He was very good, but not good enough.
Listen, who would argue with Ruud Gullit? It's been an absolute pleasure. This tournament has been fantastic. That man there has been undefeated. 36 players started on a quest to become Europe's elite. And there is only one man who is leaving as a champion of Europe, the eChampions League 2025 winner, Emre Yilmaz. Thank you to everybody, and we will see you very soon.
It's a cheeky chip. It's the 2023 champion, Emre Yilmaz. Nicholas, calm, composed and cold as ever.
Mike Marley has come to play in Munich. It's going to bounce nicely for Anders. As Anders picks up another win in a major competition.
From 36, it's down to the final 4 here in Munich as Emre Yilmaz cruises through to an eChampions League Grand Final.
This could be the dagger blow for Mark Marley, 4-2 down.
Well, we are ready for the 2025 eChampions League Grand Final.